Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures back in positive territory this morning, coming off another down day yesterday. 10% correction, in fact, from the highs as of yesterday. So a little bit of a bounce back this morning, led by tech stocks so far. We're seeing big name tech shares back in positive territory, which is good for the overall market. The move higher this morning comes even as investors are shrugging off disappointing vaccine-related news. AstraZeneca shares lower this morning. They've had to pause their Oxford University trial, late-stage trial, for their potential COVID-19 vaccine due to a severe adverse reaction. We'll talk about that coming up here in a second. Tesla and Apple back in positive territory, both about 6%, or were about 6% to the upside. Tesla having its worst day ever yesterday, tumbling more than 21%. Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Facebook, all back in positive territory this morning. We'll also have a look at Lululemon shares, trading sharply lower, down about 4% after earnings from the athletic apparel maker as well. It's Wednesday, September 9th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see pretty red right across the board here. Australia leading the way to the downside. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up. Nicely back in positive territory here for European markets. Germany leading the way, 1.2% higher. Let's go to North America and see how things are shaping up so far. Nicely positive here as well. Yeah, there we go. The NASDAQ, 1.25% in positive territory, leading the way after leading the way to the downside over the past few sessions. TSX futures here in Toronto pointing to a 1% gain at the open. Brazil already open, trading up 1%. We have Bitcoin higher after a big decline over the past couple of days. Crude back in positive territory. Big tumble for crude oil yesterday. Gold as well, trading slightly lower so far this morning. Worth mentioning, guys, because of the holiday. Good morning, by the way. Worth mentioning because of the holiday on Monday. No crude oil inventories today. We'll get both crude oil and natural gas coming up on Thursday.
Exactly. And, while we're doing some housekeeping, of course, we are going to have futures contracts rolling over next week. So probably going to be looking at the front contract at the end of this week. Like you said, I guess the correction, the 10% downswing, maybe a bit of a reversal in here today. What goes down also must come up, I suppose. AstraZeneca, what a wild sort of overnight ride they had, because they were down almost 10% and then back to almost flat when they gave an update on what it actually meant that when they were pausing that trial. So I think that's going to be in play today. But wow, that EV space, Sean. I mean, we're looking a lot at, and obviously with good reason, Nikola yesterday. Workhorse was spectacular as well for anyone that was trading that. So both are going to be on the radar. Throw in Tesla. Should be another exciting morning.
Yeah, everyone jumped on the EV space back yesterday, and we saw Tesla's worst day ever. And again, a lot of that I think is due to the split, and then obviously the run up that we had, and then their disinclusion into the S&P 500. So yeah, Tesla marched yesterday all the way down 21%, bouncing a little bit today, 355-ish or so. Nikola up here is the chart that we have right now. This is a 3-minute chart. It's not doing too much. We're basically flat on the day. Futures though up 0.88. Right now, NASDAQ up 1.5%. So some of those names bouncing, Brendan.
Yeah, we had, as we mentioned, some of the tech shares leading the way to the downside over that 10% retracement from the all-time highs that we got to last week. So nice to see some of the tech shares back in positive territory. Let's have a look at what's coming up a little bit later on this morning. We're going to have another great educational video for you. Yeah, all about trading psychology. Obviously, we get ourselves into some stressful situations sometimes when we're behind the keyboard and having a look at the market. So we'll give you a few tips and a few strategies, I guess is the best way to put it, as to how we can deal with those stressful psychological situations when it comes to trading. We also have our Wednesday live recording session coming up this afternoon. Join us right back here at 1 p.m. Lots of great topics to get through this afternoon. How to exit winning trades. That's been requested a number of times on the live show, so we're going to touch on how to exit winning trades and maximize the potential of each of those trades. Simplify your trading. We're going to get rid of all those indicators off your charts and talk just about I got hidden there. We'll get rid of all those indicators off your charts and talk about simplifying your trading. Lots of great stuff coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Join us right back here. Let's bring in Miss V this morning. It is going to be an exciting day. Valeria, good morning to you.
Good morning, Brandon, and hello, traders. I wish you a wonderful trading day. Please be kind, share the link with friends, subscribe to this channel, and support with likes. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Indeed. Let's get it started, guys. We'll talk some earnings. First, out of the gate here, Lululemon, the big one with earnings out after market yesterday. For the most part, this was a decent report. They exceeded on the same-store sales increase. That was 20% to the upside, or I'm sorry, 2% to the upside. E-commerce was the big number. E-commerce sales, as we've seen throughout this reporting season, up 157% for Lululemon because of the increased demand for workout at home in addition to work from home. Sales were lower, however, the company earned $86.8 million in its latest quarter. That was down from $125 million in the same quarter a year ago, guys. So Lulu to the downside this morning.
Yeah, I mean, just sort of all things in perspective. Always pull up the daily chart. So when you see a downside move like this on, somewhat positive earnings report, you're gonna want to make sure you look at where we've come from. And it's been a steep sell-off. We talked about this pullback. It's come in. Lulu actually almost getting, actually very close to just tipping past that 400 mark. He did get there, and then coming right back into what was previous support before that ramp up. So, I have eyeballed 336, 65 is a bit of a level. It has crossed through that in pre-market. Sort of worth noting, we're trying to retake this level sort of right now to the upside. So it's one of those situations where I'm hoping for some sideways action to maybe get into a bit of a long, but holding below that price would give me some scalp shorts, probably into that 330 low, 329.50 if you want to get technical. The issue with Lulu, of course, is I'm going to let this one open up. It's only done 58,000 shares. Even with earnings, it's not usually the biggest volume leader. So I prefer an opening range type of idea here. That's why I'm still eyeballing a price. It doesn't matter that it's been taken out. If that becomes significant 5-10 minutes into the open, that's when I would dig into something like Lululemon. Now, before we jump in there, Sean, I do have this ITCI, and a lot of times if a name's on the watch list, it's in play, it's on volume. This one's done 2 million shares already. Bit of a retracement. You're going to see it down there. I am in position already. Roll over here at 34 off of this nice 35 level. Was able to already take $1 out of it. This little pre-market bottom here gives about $2.50 in the money. It just bounced off there once. I might take it out the second time and look for a retracement. So already a quick start to the morning. And again, one from our watch list, guys.
Yeah, you definitely want to hit that watch list up. ITCI, good trade there. I think Brendan also has it. I got to look at those. Look, this is the 50-period moving average right here, guys, on Lululemon. I always talk about that. It's 339 and change, 340. So that's right where we're at. So I like a bit above 340. So let's see if it gets there.
Yeah, significant levels, definitely, as far as support is concerned for Lulu in this area. So definitely worth a watch this morning. If you are joining us for the first time, guys, welcome to the show. We do this every single day the market is open. Speaking of the watch list, let's have a look at it this morning. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure you sign up for the watch list. We do this every single day. We sit down at 9 a.m., go through all the names that are moving around in the pre-market. So this gets sent out to your email before we even come on at 9 a.m. So make sure you do sign up for the watch list and follow along with us at 9 o'clock. Let's go to the next one on the list this morning, guys. We'll jump over to Slack Technologies, sharply lower this morning as well after earnings, secondary earnings report for work this morning. We talked about it right at the end of the show yesterday. Quarterly billings were up about 25%. Short of the 38% increase that was expected. So that was the big number for work that did give them a little bit of negative sentiment here.
I mean, they topped revenues, but if you're not making money in this environment and you're an IT/tech stock here, then yeah, this is what's going to happen. You're going to get absolutely destroyed. And 16% down, probably about right. I mean, without diving right into the numbers, they got worked over, I guess. There you go. $25. I like that to break through the top. However, if the market wants to turn around, this is going to be one of the first names that we can look to short. If you can build a short around 25, it looks like we're going to get there soon. It's 1.5 million shares. If you call up the daily chart here on work, you can see this is the big kind of drop we're talking about. You see some of these bottoms back in April, and even if I extend this even lower here, like we're talking about in March, we got down to 16, rallies all the way to 40. And this is what I mean. There's some high expectations for a lot of these stocks right now. They're trying to battle with Microsoft on a few things and not winning, it looks like. But here you got some support and resistance down here at 25, up to 25.53. So there's a little bit of support here down to 22.60. So I'm going to say that we closed a couple times. We wicked down intraday 23.30. So this has room to go to the downside right now. Let's wait to see. Remember, this is a New York Stock Exchange, so we can take a quick look here at the imbalance locators. You have AstraZeneca. We're going to get to that. We talked about a failed drug trial. Not failed, but paused it based on that adverse reaction. So, yeah, I don't even see work on here, so it's not super interesting right off the open, but here we go. Futures going up, and look at this stock retracing back up as well. So I think that if these futures break, 25 long is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I got 25 to 25.20. In the event that it goes down, downside sort of target area, 22.60 for some support there. Just watching, I mean, we're going to get to Tesla, obviously, but that one looking like it's going to take the top off as well. So the market is heading to the upside. I don't know that we'll get that slack break down to test that 22.60 at all.
Yeah, nice little break of that upper kind of range from the pre-market here on the futures. But yeah, let's talk Tesla. Speaking of, back on watch this morning after its worst day ever on Tuesday. It was down 21% yesterday. This comes on the back of, as Sean was mentioning at the top there, not being added to the S&P 500 back on Friday. They also said yesterday, we didn't mention it yesterday, but they completed that stock offering that we talked about last week, $5 billion share offering was actually completed as of yesterday. So here we go, guys. Yeah, Tesla breaking higher here as well.
Yeah, it just took out that pre-market high. It was like 357. 370, the level from yesterday, Sean, still going to be in play here. I think that break gives you to like 380, 381 or so. So that in terms of a scalp trade, there's about like $5, $8, $9, $10, something in that range if you get a move off of 370. First things first, there was a lot of chop in this price range. So, 355, the only reason I don't like this break and wouldn't put it on in the pre-market is from here to about that 65 was very, very choppy on the way down. Looked like it could be a little bit more clean through 370, and obvious sort of support down at that 330 range. Yesterday, when I went to the higher time frame, did the pre-split split adjusted, I noted a level at the corresponding price of 328. That was essentially the bottom, so that's where I'm looking for support today in the event that it gets there. Probably pencil that in all week.
Yeah, wow. Okay, Microsoft confirms Xbox Series X to launch November 10th. We'll look at Microsoft in a second. That's just new news on the wire. New Xbox, November 10th. 368 here. This is Tesla. This is the last couple of days. This is a 3-minute chart. Neil just went over this. I agree. It's too choppy where we're at right now. Back and forth and around. Too many dances here between 350 and 360. So we're looking for 368 or so break. That's that spot. And then you do have a bottom of 372. So you sort of got to get through 68, then get through 72, 73, and then you can start playing back in the 90s. So look, the way this market's moving up here, that's a straight, it's only 12 handles, but it's straight up. So we'll see what happens when this market opens. But Tesla looks like it's going to be a long today if the NASDAQ bounces.
All right, guys, another little headline coming across here on Rocket. Rocket Companies just announced $1.25 billion senior note offering coming due in 2029. I just pulled it up. There's not really a reaction yet, but Rocket as well up 5.5%. On the morning, but yeah, with an offering, it looks like on that news. Let's go to Apple here. Also looking to bounce back this morning. They were down about 6.5% yesterday. There's no real significant catalyst this morning. We had that downgrade from Goldman Sachs yesterday with an $80 price target. The company announced it was also kind of doubling down on this fight with Fortnite maker Epic Games, saying basically sue us. Because they don't really have any other answer for it at this point. It goes back to, remember, Fortnite was trying to take that 30% commission from Apple. Any app maker from the App Store has to pay that 30% commission. Fortnite, or the Epic Games through Fortnite with in-game sales going through their own website, guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's... whatever. This is just like a feather in their cap for Epic being on the App Store. So I'm thinking that that'll get settled. I think that's just rhetoric. I did see that they were saying just sue us and we'll see. Because the thing about this is, I mean, Epic would have not got to the level that they're at right now if it wasn't for the app stores. So now that they're high up, they want to come out and say, oh, the 30% is too much. But it's what got them there to begin with. And now that they're sort of king right now with Epic Games, Fortnite is an incredible game and keeps going. But the point, I don't play it, but the point is that you can't sort of, have your cake and eat it too. And I think that's sort of what Epic Games is going to do. And I know that contract is pretty secure. So I'm not too worried about what that does. I just worry about future companies maybe not joining the App Store, but that's to their own demise if they don't do that. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just looking at Apple here. I thought they got a downgrade as well today. What was it? Goldman Sachs. Yeah, $80. Yeah, yesterday. $80 price target. Good luck with that. If Apple's ever near there, people are going to be loading that up. 117.20 yesterday we had a little problem with. It was the top a couple times. So that's 117.20. We're going to break that off the open. We'll take it light and then watch out because I do kind of want to fade into a short. I did see the action yesterday. I mean, it's so hard to go up, chugging, but then look when it comes down, it just free falls down. So these stocks in the NASDAQ, they want to go down a little easier than they want to go up right now. But the NASDAQ right here, check out the triple Qs, guys. They're just ripping upside, 275 and change. This is a 3-minute chart, hard to see, but 273 to 275. We're back near yesterday's highs in the afternoon.
Yeah, can I just co-sign that one? I mean, also, I'll only add, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Epic.
Right, exactly.
It's an old saying, but I mean, come on. We'll see that get resolved. I kind of feel, Sean, if I'm going to be going long, I kind of like some other names here. I do want to let you guys know, I covered this ITCI trade. Just a couple of things worth noting. On the level 2, there were a couple of big bids here. One at 31.50 that got filled, and an iceberg that stepped up at 31.60. If we can show, sort of come to my screen here, you can sort of see not a lot of liquidity on the bid, but 2 consecutive levels. First 50 got filled, then an iceberg at 60 showed up, so I took my shares out. Was able to get it out there at 60, so we'll take off what's a $2.20 winner. Maybe it's going to go further, but I didn't like that buying. If it was in a pre-market position, I'm probably not going to hold through. If that was at the open, I'd probably give it a little bit more room. I'm going to watch that 35 just in case it comes back to this price. Try to get back in at 34, but already a good win. Just got out because I don't want to step in the way of someone flashing that kind of sort of whale size in the pre-market, guys.
All right, guys, let's go to Nikola. Big mover yesterday to the upside after the news with GM. If you missed it, GM taking an 11% stake in Nikola, about $2 billion in value and equity stake. They're going to make the Badger. They're going to make fuel cell batteries for them, and that will be a global deal. So a global distribution deal for fuel cell batteries for Nikola coming from GM. So Nikola coming in here a little bit just as we speak, guys, which is interesting because the market is making new highs. So you can see, tough to see here. I'll zoom in a bit, but yeah, breaking to the downside, back through 50 here for Nikola.
It was a hard rejection off that 54.50, and we're talking about some of the traders here. It was a hard short to have on because it did break this this top that you got from pre-market action, just ever so barely wicking people out, and then giving you like a $5 return. There was a support at 48 to 48.25, and I had that written down thinking that wasn't going to be the test. We'd be looking at a test of that 45.60, so that was the level I first looked at. That's 10% away. So I just don't see the upside level coming into play right away. We've got to consider what happens at this 48 to 48.25. Both in the afternoon, that was a floor. But if you go back into the morning on that, when it got its legs back to the upside, it was a long floor. And you saw us trading off of that, both Sean and I, in that morning, and it was a successful trade. So watch out, 48 to 48.25. It's an area. If it breaks the bottom, I'm going to have to try the short there. I don't think I was really shorting it much at all yesterday. And didn't even cash that afternoon, like I said. But watch out for that 48 to 48.25 mark. Breaks through there. Some possible retracement coming in for Nikola.
Yeah, I wrote down 48. I mean, yesterday you can see these levels here bounced off 48 like a bunch of times. So yeah, we're gonna wait to see what that does. This is back to a 1-minute chart. Just want to give you that little ramp up there. We did have this trade breaking through 50-50 yesterday. That was fantastic. We had that for you on the show. We were long a little bit in here, but once it broke, that was a hammer time to the upside. 54.50 coming into play. But yeah, Nikola today, that was a huge move yesterday. Call it what it was there. But GM today as well going to be back on watch. But I did want to talk about it. I sent this out over there on Twitter as well with our watch list. I know it gets out there as well. Valeria doing a great job with that. Space, I wanted to get to that in a second. That's on our? Yeah, that's on our list. Brendan, why don't you talk about space and we'll talk about the chart?
Yeah, I want to make sure we get to AstraZeneca here as well, guys. So let's do AstraZeneca and then we'll jump down to space. Workhorse worth a look as well, guys. Big mover yesterday on the Nikola news with GM. So worth having a look at Workhorse today. But yeah, AstraZeneca to the downside this morning after the news came out. The Oxford study, late stage 3 trial for their vaccine candidate has been paused because of a severe adverse reaction. So they are currently looking into that, but no date or no timeline given as far as any kind of developments for this trial to continue, guys. But a bit of a negative look here. It's worth mentioning, I think some of the other vaccine makers getting a pop to the upside on this AstraZeneca negative news today.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at maybe like Pfizer is one of the big ones, possibly getting a pop there. I mean, it's worth saying this pause, it could actually be nothing, according to what I was reading there. It's one of those things, they have to do that when there's an adverse reaction. It might not be related, I suppose, and maybe it's not that bad. Look, ultimately, I'm going to be fading this one. If on that news we're going to get no update, first of all, if there's no update and we get anywhere close to these support levels from the afternoon, 54.50, I'm going to be fading those. This was down 9-10%. Almost in the pre-market at one point, big time move down, and then all of a sudden coming all the way back up to almost flat. So if it gives me 54.50, I'm going to take this one and fade it into probably the afternoon high.
Honestly, I think that report, there was something up with that report. I think it was taken wrong because that doesn't make any sense, like we're saying, for that to be happening right now and be only down 1.33%. So, I mean, I don't really know. I just think that headline came across. It was one person. So we're going to find out what happens. I mean, there are adverse reactions to the simple flu shot a lot of people have. So we'll find out what that is and if it's major or not. But either way, it's only down 1.33%. I did want to bring it up here because it is on for sale right now with market on open sell orders. And we talked about work as well. It's there now too. Buys and sells coming in. So kind of a mixed morning. NEO on watch here as a buyer today of 1 million shares. Already done 2.2 million and looking upside right now on NEO. So I just want to do a quick little run through for you traders out there that like to look at the market on open. NEO buy, AstraZeneca sell, Work sell, Rocket, Neil talked about their buy, Pfizer there as well, and Coke, and there's a little Uber. When you're down here 100, 200,000, it's not major, but NEO's pretty good at 1 million.
I think it's a good point to make, guys, on AstraZeneca. There is still a lot more to come with this story. I think even Dr. Fauci, I saw, came out and said it is disappointing, obviously, that they've had to pause the trial, but it's very common for this to happen. And because it was only one of the participants in the trial to, just wait and see when it comes to that. Let's talk space here real quick, guys. Got to get to the market here in Arun. Credit Suisse resuming coverage on Virgin Galactic with an outperform rating and a price target of 24, guys, for space.
Yeah, we're going to go to the moon on this one today. I talked about it being on our watch list. We also sent it out over Twitter as well. 1840 to the upside right now. You can hit that. I believe it's a nice upgrade from Credit Suisse. It's a good one from what I can see here. It makes a lot of sense. Let's call it the daily chart. We are approaching. We're getting through a lot of this garbage right here. That's why we like it. 1840, 1850. I mean, you really can wait to 19, which is sort of up here, which is where I think we can land at. But we'll see right here. 17 bottom. I don't really have an out if you get in and you're wrong. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem because today's the bottom here, 18. I mean, you can get out at 18. I just wonder if we stop around 1775 on that flush. So with that being said, let's go long off the open. Not huge, but let's go long. And if we can build it down near 18 flat, we'll try to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I like 18. It's 1840 now. I like 1850 going back into like the mid to like 25th or 26th here, that little top just on the 15, and then 19 and 20. I think you're looking at two levels to the upside that give you like 40 cent scalp ranges, which kind of ties me at least to if it pulls back below 20 or so, that's going to be difficult to hold on to. Maybe you give it to 18 even. That's a tricky trade for a breakout. So it might go almost like two stages with that kind of a trade, where it's like 1850, tighter stop on the first half, and then open up the second half a little bit more.
All right, guys, let's go to Arun here. We'll bring in Arun and have a look at the overall market and see what we need to be aware of as far as the futures are concerned. As we mentioned, Arun breaking higher here at the moment. We're actually testing these highs from yesterday.
Yeah, this move up, it bodes well for the market because the fact that we reversed that late session breakdown from yesterday, I think this market's got some potential to the upside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mark off a level 33.15 on the bottom end. If we can get underneath 50, I'll start looking for some bids or start looking for some buys. On the upside, I'm not going to mark anything above us. It's too messy in terms of marking off areas or levels. I like them to be very clear in terms of where the action is, and above us, based on yesterday's action, I can't seem to find an area that's actually clear enough for me to actually mark off. So for me, nothing above, just that 33.15 below, and anything below 33.50, I'm looking for some bids. And of course, if we continue higher, the market's going to go into discovery mode and find some levels, and then I can trade off of that and mark those levels off as they happen. But for now, the only level I'm going to start with is 33.15, and just let the market decide what it wants to do. If it wants to keep going up, we'll figure out something. As it goes up, of course, if it comes down, I know where I want to start looking for some bids.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in with Arun before the open tomorrow. Here's another little one to have a look at, guys. Trillium Therapeutics, direct offering issued to Pfizer. So Pfizer picking up 25 million worth of shares in Trillium Therapeutics. This is an oncology company. So this is actually very strong. If you have a look at the daily chart, it's been going straight up since we go back to the end of August or end of July, beginning of August. We're up to 14 and a half. So this thing needs to, for me anyways, this thing needs to get back below 13 before we get any kind of shorting opportunity. But very, very visible support here in the pre-market and going back to yesterday after market at 13. So below 13, we'll short it. Otherwise, looking at that top around 14 and a half, could go a lot higher, guys.
Look at those. Some of them have a very strong look, and it's not a pullback trade. And much like ITCI kind of gave you the opportunity there, just didn't see it there on TRIL. Just have work up here, slack. It's still down. We've sort of neglected to mention, I think if we take out the bottom here, that 24 pre-market low, it's down 17%. So short sell restricted for us, well, for everybody. That just means if you try to hit the bid, you need an uptick to be able to remove liquidity and actively hit that bid. So that just means the last print has to be green. There is, in the aftermarket, it did get down to like 23.80, so do watch out. In the event that a 24 breakdown fails right at 80, you might take out some shares there and then look for a quick little pullback just to limit the risk on that. I like to look at those post-market levels on earnings. Sometimes they have a little bit of significance to them. So, watching both 24 and that 23.75 to the downside, just on the off chance that we get that break. And of course, we talked about 25 upside already, Sean.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, we like the 25 breakout work. And again, we can take a quick look here. NEO still million to go. So yeah, that's bid up right now. Let's take a quick look at NEO. 1795. You did see the top yesterday. Was that yesterday? Yeah, yesterday morning. 1780. So we're already above that. Good look here on NEO. Daily chart as well, running into some problems up here at 17 and change. This is the 1 minute chart. The daily chart is this is the ES futures. My charts really went for a walk here recently, so we'll have to wait to see how that works. But NEO right now, the 1 minute is bouncing off of 1790. My one chart here just got long on space. I said we'd look at it. Let's see if we can zoom in. I said we'd look at it around 1810, so we just took a little bit of a long. Now I'm going to use that. And again, we don't like taking trades too much in the pre-market, especially when these futures are up so high, but we're going to give it a look down here now. Next level, 1775. So not going to let this one bounce too far away from this high in the afternoon, but we are long right now, 1810 on space.
Yeah, to the moon there. Just with a couple of minutes left here to go, we're just going to cover over some of these names we talked about on the watch list. AstraZeneca, of course, with the news of that little pause in the trial, which it's just procedural. It could mean nothing. But certainly I think it's going to be one of those where until there's an update, it's hard for me to imagine it trading above yesterday's sort of resistance levels. You can see it was already on a bit of a retracement when it broke 50, 55, 56 area. So I like that for a top. I like 54.50 to 55 for a top. That's a price area that I'm going to fade into, meaning I want to short in front of that. Ideally, it enters that price range, fails at 50. I can get something in the 50 to 54.80 range. That's, of course, the perfect case scenario. Doesn't mean I'm always going to get that kind of a price if it goes up there. With under a minute to go, I think we have to go back and cover Tesla turning around at that 357, Sean. I know we both mentioned 370 as a level for Tesla. So yeah, it might give you a bit of a breakout here. I would just kind of watch out. Could be worth that little scalp. Maybe on a 60 into 70. I'm looking at that 70. Just looked a lot more clean on this thing, but it's been sort of sideways action holding the bid as the market is trying to rebound today, guys. So watching Tesla, AstraZeneca, Virgin Galactic, and ITCI, I will look to get back into that one if it makes any kind of a pop towards that 34, 35 mark. Looks like it might not be happening, however. I heard that we got some requests on the bell. I don't know if it was for Valeria, but you got Valeria on the bell right now. So on this hump day, of course, it was holiday week, got to drop that countdown. There we go. It's Wednesday, active market, hopefully a bit of a tech bounce here. But it's 5, 4, 3, 2, and oh, I like that look.
All right, we're watching Space right now. We're long at 1810. Not open yet, but we will watch Space here and see what it wants to do. Also, Lululemon as well, making a little bit of moves to the north side right now. Let's call up Lulu. So we're watching Space. It's not open yet, so no point in going over there right yet. Here's Lululemon. We did talk about it going to 330. Then it bumps up to 335. Now coming back down. But look at the spread, guys. $2. Too much of a spread right now for me on Lululemon. Work, that's open now as well, I believe. Slack Technologies, we're looking to see what it wants to do here. Are we open? No, I don't even think we're open on any of these things yet.
Just watch out for that ITCI. It broke that bid and now looking at that 30 even. So I might look to re-enter this one instead of a pullback on a breakdown of pre-market lows at 30 even. So watch out for that. AstraZeneca still holding 54, guys.
All right, we're going to go long. We just went long a little bit of work there. We're going to give it down to 24.09 or so. What's up, Brandon?
Big mover off the open here, guys, to the downside. Nikola, huge bid showed up, though, trying to defend this 49 area, which was support late in the day yesterday. But looks like we're testing below it now on Nikola, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that 48 level that we talked about, already trying to bounce off it. You can see it down here just on a quick little 1 minute look. If it breaks it, I'm looking for that short. I did take ITCI there. So 29.85 on a 30 breaks, our second short on that stock. Went in the money, almost $1 or so. We'll update that one. I think you're looking for bigger retracements. In $18 where we were yesterday. Lots of room to come back in. Might look to fade into Nikola here on a pullback if it gets anywhere into that 49.25 range, maybe in front of 50.
So here goes work. We did take another long. We're out there at 95s, so another 15-cent win. We went long early, 24.60, out 24.75, long again 24.80, out 24.95. Let's see if work wants to keep going through the north side here. We'll take some more if it breaks through $25. Futures, though, coming down a little bit now, so we'll have to watch out for some of these tech stocks. Space right now not doing a hell of a lot.
I'm doing early backflips on this ITCI. 30 break, nice and clean. Gave it to you just in time. Just took some out for the dollar in front of that 29 area. So a couple of shots at this one, short at 34 in the pre-market, get over $1 winner, and then we finally get about 250 on the second half of that. We take the 30 break, pull another buck out of this. I'm going to hang on to this, and I'll show you why here. Anytime you have this kind of a gap retracement, look where we failed. Right off of this in the pre-market, so hard level fail, comes back in. I don't really see much of anything down to about 27. I love that for a target. If I can get another 250 out of this one a second time, we'll rinse and repeat the first trade. If it works, keep going back to it. Brennan, what do you got?
Volume alert here, guys, on GM. Big mover yesterday on the Nikola news, but came down here to 32 and got bought right back up to 32.5. So volume alert here, guys, for GM so far.
Yeah, here come the futures back to the downside. Here goes Space as well. We're still long at 10. We didn't get anything out. We don't even have any offers out. We'll put some out in the 20s to see if that happens. But I did like this name. It does come right back down to our levels. So we are going to have to look to get long now, I guess. And then work as well, just bouncing around. So we got two decent positions on, just waiting to see what this market wants to do. And now it looks like it will fade out here on work. So we still have this 24 bottom. So that's what we're waiting for to break. And if it does, then we'll get out. But giving it to this bottom here, 24 even and change on work. If that breaks, watch out. That's not a good spot for anyone to be holding shares through there. CCL moving around as well. Apple tips off the top there at that level that we gave you guys, 1750 on Apple. That's basically that level that it bounced off of. So watch out here. Apple, we got this bad wick up there at 129, but this is a 1 minute chart bouncing off VWAP right now, 1650.
Yeah, just got to jump back quickly over to Nikola. I just tried to pick some shares up when it reversed off of 49. Unable to do so. It's choppy in between that support level that we talked about at 48 and that 49, so I don't necessarily love it if it's going to hold that bottom. If you like the short anyways, obviously holding support is going to be good for a long position. But if it's going to hold that bottom, I'm only going to take the breakdown at 48. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for it to test back up to 50 if I'm going to look at a short. AstraZeneca just does not want to give me a pop to get into that little short opportunity. You are seeing it start to trail off. I like that 54 to 54.50. We talked about that in the pre-market on the watch list. It is starting to roll over. I might jump into a smaller position if we break out this level here at 53.40 at the bottom just to see if it's going to be a runner, but not as confident in that trade as I would be if it had given me the pop. So looking for 53.40 to the south side in AstraZeneca for a scalp trade.
Oh, man, I just missed. Okay, there we go. I was going to say I just missed the Tesla short, but we get back into it right now. We get into it right now. 358 as a top spot right now. We'll go short Tesla, and we'll see if we can't work that one through even lower here. That just ticks down to low as 347, so we'll have to give this one a little bit of room. I think 342 and change is something that we can get to. That was yesterday's sort of bunched up area right there, 342. So we take another bit of a short. We're only giving this one to the day's high. If it gets blown out, then it gets blown out. 358, taking that out if that comes through. 358 on Tesla, but right now we're double the short on Tesla and double your fun. Also, space, 1810 long out there a little bit at 1820, like we said. Sorry, 1827, 17-cent winner. Watch for an 1840 break on the upside here of space.
Brennan, what do you got?
We talked about some other vaccine-related names getting a little bit of a bid, guys, on that AstraZeneca news. This is one of them. INO up 9%, just took out pre-market highs there through 10:30. Big-time volume behind this move as well, guys.
I'm not sure do we get to Peloton? It's on our watch list, of course. Peloton, a big time run up. We had the news that they repriced some of their one of their bike and their treadmill. Also coming out with a better treadmill that'll come at the original price point. You see the ramp up that it had in yesterday's price action before coming back in. It retested the top here in the pre-market. So that 92 from yesterday, or 91.85 or so, did fade through at 91. I'm looking at this pullback. There was definite support, at least early on in the session at 87 before it was broken, and we held that in the pre-market this far. If it bounces off of it or in front of this level, I'm looking for a Peloton long. Everything would be out on any kind of 87 break. I think if that goes, that's obvious support. When that went in the afternoon yesterday, big time flush, another $3. So watch out for that 87 level. I like it to go long in front of on Peloton.
Yeah, we're looking at space right now, the bottom here. Of 1785. We'll watch it. But here we go. Space, we're long this one. You can see on the mark there. Long, out a little bit there. Now we're going into the 50s. Let's see. I think 19, we can peg that up here. So we'll wait to see if space is breaking out right now. Let's hope it does. We've been talking about that one long. 1810, then again at 1840, and here we go, ripping to the upside. The problem is right now our Tesla is trying to get to that 358 high. And if it does that, then yeah, especially with this market going, Tesla could go. We're not going to hold this much past 358. There it goes. But look at space helping with that Tesla loss as space just rips to the north side. What's up, Beep?
Also strong, guys. Have a look at AMD. Not a lot of movement so far, but definitely holding on to these gains from pre-market. The high up here, 8150. NVIDIA also very similar, guys.
Yeah, a bit of a break. So I go break even on the second half of ITCI. I just took out that 30, so we do take a buck on the second trade. But the breakdown on Nikola just happened at 48. I just got into the short. Of course, we talked about this level, going to that higher time frame idea and showing you guys all the support that was there at this 48, twice in both in the morning and the afternoon on Nikola. Now that we've broken through, let's see if we can't get all the way down to some of this chop that was at 45, 46 as a bit of a target. So have to give Nikola some room. Obviously, there was some positive news, but giving a lot back here both in the afternoon yesterday and so far in the pre-market, guys. So there's that 48. It's trying to hold it now, but you have to give this one at least $1 if you want to make 2 or 3. That's the idea for me and Nikola. I will jump you guys over to Lululemon as well. $13 move downside off the open. Already came back a little bit. I was waiting for the opening range to be put in because the volume wasn't that big on Lulu, and it was 336 was the level that I liked. It didn't quite get back there to get me into the short. So I like that level for resistance. I'll try to fade in front of it if I can. I didn't really have much of anything in terms of support. Right now, it looks like 325 is that key price.
Okay, we're going to bang it off right now because space all the way up, out, some 68s right there. Fading back down now, but that's a great out. Outs all over the place here on space. So hopefully you guys had that with us on our watch list and tweeted out as well as one of our #1 ideas. 1840 to go here. Bang. Upside all the way to 1870. Now 1810 on the bottom here. We'll watch out for space to come back downside. Like I said, 1780 or so could be the out. I'm even debating even just getting out if it breaks through 18 and not letting this happen to us, but 15 more cents is okay. 1785 on that one. We're still holding on to this Tesla, but the market dropped down huge there, and Tesla did not. So a little bit of a worrisome spot for me there. We still have our 358s in target. That's what we're going to get out of that one. We're short right now at 350 and change. Give it to us, B.
Relative strength here in Workhorse as well. Same story. Market coming off. Workhorse not so much. Struggling though, guys, with this 23 that high from pre-market. But yeah, the future is coming in a hurry here, guys.
Yeah, and just got a bit of a look into Lululemon. It broke that 325, but right now just holding steady. You're basically seeing the spread open up. So no bid has popped in, but there's really no one selling below this price either. So looking for it to take that bottom off on a momentum play. I am seeing, look, Nikola's right at that 48 mark, so not really moving too much either. Both those names, relatively weak this morning. AstraZeneca, we just talked about 53.40. I, of course, loved it if it had come up and given me something in the 54 range. I'm looking for a bit of a breakdown trade here at 53.40. If we can take this one down into 53, even for more of a scalp type idea on AstraZeneca, of course, them having the negative news on their trial pause.
Yeah, we could go long again here on Slack if it goes one more time. We can try 24.76. The only problem is it's down so much here today. So 24.76. We still are long right now. We're long space, we're long work, and we're short Tesla. Tesla coming all the way back. Should have got in to some up here before watching it almost get us out at 358. Now we're back down to flat on this name as the future's coming downside. So we got to watch out for everything. I do like work though a little bit more. 24.75 has to break, and then we'll go long. Brendan again.
Another one with early weakness here. Smile Direct Club did actually gap higher. We got rejected, though, at 1140, straight back to the downside into kind of where we ended yesterday. But watch this $11 even on SDC, guys.
All right.
I saw the super chat there and appreciated we did get that from Psy Guy. I'll get that one right on Givo. I don't really see a catalyst on Givo, and I think the last time I talked about this, they had that deal, of course, with that forward contract. I said if it got back below $1, it's more of a short for me. Anytime you get news that was seemingly as positive as it is and just continuously giving it all the way back, it did feel like it wanted to test below this sort of 70-cent mark. I'm not going long in Givo, and I wouldn't consider it until it's between 60 and 70 cents. So apologies if that's not necessarily what you wanted to hear. It actually looks like a decent short play to me, and then I see it. Work just broke long, so I just got a 25 break on work on Slack. Sorry, but I'm not going to be longing Givo. Sorry about that. I am looking now, shorting probably between like 94 and 95 if I can get it on any kind of a pullback, however.
Oh, wow. There goes Slack. Thank you, Neil, for that one.
Yeah.
Bang. Yeah, we hit that. Big time trade right there. We got longer. I gave you that order at 24.75. We hit it and we went hella long right there. So big trade alert right there on work for us. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. But unfortunately, Tesla right now does get blown off the top. 358 goes. We did take one more shot there. So we're holding on to a 355 right now. But Tesla blows off the top there. We gave it a shot. Look at the market just rallying like crazy there. So 358 comes and goes. Now we're out of that trade. Failed break there, though. Maybe a good little time to see about getting back into the short. We'll take the short one more time and see if it goes through 362 on the top side. Failed break, but work. Nice trade there.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with Slaying the Dragon maybe a little bit. First third is going to be scalp out on Nikola. You do see 47.50 temporarily hold. I do take some out in front of it the first time on that 48 break. I am now holding the second 2/3 of this position in the event that we get through that 47, test down towards 46, which is, of course, what we're talking about for a bit of a downside target. So I like to get out on the way towards the target. 47 has got to be that big break. I'm going to start sliding my stop as it continues to go in the money for me. I will slide my stop. I waited for the 25 breakout in Slack, so it's still basically holding flat, teetering around that 25 mark. Brendan, what do you got?
Lubies, guys, we mentioned this one yesterday. Plans to dissolve the company announced yesterday, so a huge move to the upside. The per share price was between $3 and $4, so we're back lower today, but $2, big time level here for LUB, guys.
Man, just should have gone short. Just should have gone long on Tesla on that 358 break. That's okay. Take a hit there. Get out again on that 362 break. Now we're just going to hold our last little bit. I mean, we're short at 358 now. We can give this one a little bit of room, but here we go. Nothing but upside for a lot of these names. We still have work long, which is a good one. That's still going, helping us with some of this Tesla on board, but space as well, making moves to the downside. So we did give you this one. It's on our watch list all the way up here to 1870. Make sure you sign up for that watch list on tradertv.live. Fading back in right now, though. This is a good spot for us again on space. We'll take a little bit more long here and see what we can do. Tesla, just wish we would have gone the other way instead of short, guys.
Yeah, I'm now looking at that ITCI again. Of course, I talked about that second trade at 30, sort of failing for me. We did have already two very good shorts on this name retracement play in our watch list. I'm going to watch for what's now like 28.50 is the hard bottom. But we did hold the previous pre-market low, which was around here at 30.50, 31. That held when it came back to the upside. So let's watch out for that. It's putting in a bit of a tight range. I don't see the stock holding it for too long. It's got good volume, but I'm looking for 31 as a possible support level, so resistance level, if we get back up there, and then a 28.50 break to the downside. Nikola, we did get some profit. It's now come back to 48. I will look for a reload, but at a better price, probably in the 48.20 to 30 range if I can catch it on that pullback.
Okay, yeah, the market's still heading north side. Let's check out Microsoft here if we can. Good look on the panning there. We're on a trading floor here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, making live, whoa, nice little bump up here for Microsoft, making live trades for you. 209 right now. Softy looking like it has a spot there for it at 209. That's the high there. We'll have a look at this. Unfortunately, my daily chart is not working too great. 209.60 was the high. Yesterday, it got to middle of the day there. Actually, I guess at 10:30 before fading the rest of the day. So 209, not a horrible spot here on Microsoft, but we just come down pretty hard off that level there. So watch out for this spot. 209 on Microsoft just got faded.
Yeah, and let's watch Workhorse because obviously there was a stronger name if you talk about the EV space there. Was going to be this Workhorse, and 22, sort of an obvious pre-market level to look at. And much like the level we talked about in Nikola, that 48, the corresponding one would be around that 21. So if you get a breakdown here in Workhorse at 22, I'd look to see if it can't hold that 21 area. I am still, of course, in that Nikola trade. It did just test 47 even, so I'll take 80 cents instead of $1, but it ends up being 80 pennies in front of that level at 47. I'm still hanging on to a third of the position for that ultimate 46 target. So we'll go with yeehaw because it's time for Brendan at the desk.
Big range and volume, guys, on Tiffany. We didn't mention it in the pre-market, but the deal with LVMH looks like it's going to be dead completely now, so down significantly on that news. But huge volume behind this, 110 even. Bit of a pivot so far for Tiffany, guys.
Yeah, they've been looking for ways to get it out of that one, and they did not file for all of the antitrust. Look, it is what it is. There's no point getting into it. I think if you're trading in Tiffany, just understand that this a lot of this price action might not open up to what you saw in the aftermarket, guys. It's one of those things where I would be fading it if there's any kind of a pop into previous stable levels. So you're talking about like this 120 area. I don't see another play. I'm not going to be picking a bottom in what's likely a failed deal. But if there's enough people that feel like they want to buy it up, I'll definitely be selling in front of that 120 and doing nothing else.
Okay, unfortunately, here we go again on this space. We'll take a little bit more long if we can into this area, but we're testing the bottom again. So 1775 for that bottom. It looks like we're going to be testing that relatively soon. So yikes on that one, but we're going to get some more long like we have been. I still think we could get back up here. We just need it to go. It's disturbing because the futures right now not moving around. So we got to worry about that just a little bit here. Moving kind of flat right here. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about the ES. Bouncing off of 71 up to 75. So stuck right now in a 4-handle range. You got to trade price action. I was sitting there in the 90s. Hopefully we get some more space and then see if we get thrown out through this bottom here today.
Yeah, I'm just going to slide my stop. I've taken 2/3 out of that trade in nickel, of course. So I'm going to slide my stop to about break even just to make sure that we lock in some profits here. But I am still watching ITCI. I am looking for a pullback into that 30 range. I'm going to short pops in this name as long as we're below 31. I just need to see something a little bit deeper than that. And I will also get you guys back to AstraZeneca, which has gotten a little bit sleepy sideways for me. So there was that 31.40 break. It's holding below VWAP, at least for now. If it starts to roll over, that's the only way I'll consider adding to the position. It's got to break down below that 53.50, actually breaking 53.40 for me to like it even better. The big short, I think, is going to be if it breaks above 54. So I'm going to be all out if it takes out like 70, 75, looking for a better entry point on AstraZeneca.
Yeah, we actually just keep on punching this one a little bit. We'll go. I don't know. It's been a roller coaster for work today so far, so we'll do the roller coaster. As you guys can see, buy. We defended this 80 level, 81s, 80s longer here. Out again, some 98s. Out some 24.91s right there. So good trading right now so far on work, making up for what we're losing right now. We took another little short on Tesla up here, giving it to this blowout spot. I don't know. It's up 10%. We were down 21% yesterday. So making a lot of that back right now and just bouncing, man. I mean, this stock is running around. We probably get taken out. I thought maybe some of the selling would continue today. So we do take a shot, but there it is. Where we go, slaying right now. Work to the upside and a nice little trade here on work. We just defend all over the place. Get out someone, we break 50. But there we go, 12s, 13s, 14s. Big trade alert here on work. What up, B?
Let's look to the upside there. Here's another one going higher. SONM. This is another company involved in electric. Yeah, guys, we're having a little bit of technical issues right now. Just bear with us. They are working on it in the background. But have a look at SONM, a little penny stock right at $1. All kinds of volume today. Again, this is another company that deals with and makes electric charging stations. SONM, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things that I got to do a better job of, I like the retracement short in Lulu, and I did talk about 336, yet I take a breakdown trade anyways, so I get stopped out here for a $5 loser when I love the short, and it did give the pullback. So it's one of those things where sometimes the better trade is the one you got to wait for, show a little bit more patience. Lulu is sort of continuing to sell off here, so you can have a directional bias, all about execution sometimes. Just a couple of things on right now, of course. I talked about AstraZeneca. Nikola getting very, very close to back to that break even, so I'm not necessarily sure this is going to be the time that we get a flush. If you look at the price action outside of right at 930, of course, it's been sort of a steady grind back down with some nice little pops. I do feel like the trend is going to be better to play, looking for some fades and then getting back into the short. So I will basically give it to break even and then find a re-entry point on Nikola. That's been one of my best stocks of the day, obviously, as you guys can see here. ITCI is going to be number one. That's what it goes without saying. Again, both those names, Sean, on our watch list. Make sure you get those plans of action that we do have in some of them. We didn't talk too much. I think you might have mentioned NEO very briefly, Sean. But it did make a bit of a ramp up. We talked about Nikola down, even Workhorse trading to the downside, but NEO went up off the open with an 18 break, retesting that 18 level. If it can hold that, I kind of like that one for a bit of a bounce. I like that little move up, breakout, retracement, hold the breakout price. So it's only costing me 5 to 10 cents to be able to play it here. So it's the kind of trade I'll do on NEO from time to time. I'll take a shot here, but if it breaks 18, this is a tight stop trade.
Man, I go long Virgin, we get just knocked out there. But look at this trade right now. We did average out there, 360. Now Tesla just continues to fall right near VWAP. Again, we got a nice little $4 winner on, making back what we did lose. But unfortunately, our space got taken out there. And this bounced right off VWAP. Nice little tumble in the S&P and even more so in the NASDAQ there. So we did take a little bit out on that Tesla. Big move to the downside there, bouncing straight off that VWAP at 356 and change. So we got to put an order there again to see if that one wants to break. But good move there for Tesla. What's up, Brendan?
Another one moving higher here, guys, showing some relative strength, 2.6% for FedEx today. Evercore initiating coverage on this stock with an outperform rating. So a nice look through 227 here if we can get above that for FDX, guys.
Yeah, like I said, just quickly got into NEO. Actually ended up getting 10s as an entry price there, sort of the higher end of that range. I would add to it if I got like 5s or 6s. Just didn't happen yet. I'll start probably taking it out on the way to that 18 quarter. This got as high as 1863 before pulling back in. But just remember the structure of the trade. I'm getting out if it breaks 18. So it's a relatively tight stop, just a bit of a pullback, looking for it to hold both that breakout price and it also pull back once, giving you 1806 as a bit of a bottom. So start scalping it out with like, a 6 cent win, and I'll probably take 9, 10, 11, 12 cents out of it on the way towards that 25 mark. This is not one of those where I'm sitting there trying to hit it 18 to 19 type of a play. It's a scalp trade, identified level, get in, get out very, very quickly. So that's going to be NEO. I can tell you Nikola just broke down, so I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth. And as I say that, I'm going to sort of allow it to break this 47, and I'm going to slide my stop from that break even. We'll just go to like a 47.50. Target has been 46 the entire time here, looking for $1.50 to $2 on this Nikola short. We talked about that 48 level from yesterday's action. It was good longs off of it. And now we're shorting as it broke through that 48. So nice little short here on Nikola. Short Nikola, long NEO. We'll see how that one works out for me.
Yeah, we talked about that. And right on our list right now, we have Nikola 48 right at the top. I don't know if you can see that there. But we also had Space at 1840, and that fell down. But work, though, this is the big stock for me today. Just ticks up to the high of the day. We get out some more. We've been really working this stock. As you can see, getting some out here in the 90s and 25. Just wondering if this 25 is going to be a little bit of a peg. But we'll wait to see now. I don't want to drop any more of this until we go. So that's a nice little win there. We have $2 in the money as well right now on Tesla off of this. We short here right where we were. Nice little short up here at 363. So now we're not going to make the mistake. If we get back around here, 356, basically this bottom, 356.50, we'll take out another spot and then hold the rest. Give it to us, Mr. Wickens.
Her early strength, guys, from some of the banks coming in. This one, a little one, doing all kinds of relative volume. The story here, not a huge move, but Sterling Bancorp up nearly 2% on big time volume, trying to get above this 150. If you look at the daily chart, 1150, above 1150 on the daily chart, big time level for STL, guys.
Okay.
We will line them up and knock them down. Just gave you the quick little structure of that NEO trade. And like I said, on the way up to that 25, I'm going to get a scalp out of this one. So most of it sort of in this 20 and 19, 22 range, I was able to get out. So quick little in and out. I do still have about 20% of the position, just on the off chance we actually would have broken through. I could take some out in like that 35, 40 range, but the bulk of the profit is on that scalp trade. I'm not going to reload. This is the third time it tests a level. I'm not going to like it as much. I would certainly even be considering now 18 for a breakdown short on NEO, but it's giving me the one bounce here. Love that little in and out action when it gives it to you. And I still have a chance to be able to cash like a 25 to 40 cent win if it does want to test towards that 1845 to 1850 level. Nikola does bounce. So, like I said, I wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. And I have slipped my stop. I actually could get trailed out of this one at 47.50. Still continuing its downward trend. I would love it to be able to test that 48 to 48.25 mark. And if it does, I might look for a re-entry point. But for now, I'm going to be seeing Nikola, giving it a few pennies past that 50, only because of the spread, which is 10 to 15 cents a time. So you are having to pay up. If you have a 50 level, you're probably paying up to like 60, 65 if you want to be reasonable, guys.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but a big win there, hot dog type winner there for work. It goes all the way up. We got some out at 25. It rips all the way to 32 there. We have some orders to get out again. If it dares try that again, we'll be up here. So a nice win for work. It's been really the biggest stock for me today, obviously. We've only traded work, Tesla, and Virgin Galactic, and our Virgin Galactic did come out downside now. So, oh man, we missed that Microsoft break. I gave that to you at 209. I hope you guys had that because bang, that's a nice little banger there. If you did have that long 209, just missed it myself, all the way to 209.50 there. So good trade, those of you that have that one on, as the NASDAQ and S&P trying to get back to highs. We spit in the face of this Tesla, maybe a little bit of a mistake there. It does come all the way back down to 358. We don't do anything about it, but right now waiting for Tesla. Maybe we should get out if it does come back down. We had a nice winner there, $3 or $4, $5, but we did not take it out there at 356, 357. It's bounced off around a little bit here at this 358. Just thought the next time we crack it, maybe we do come back down to this level. So that's sort of what I'm waiting for on Tesla. A little bit of a bigger winner to go if we can get it, as well as work. Waiting for some high sides on there as well. Square still up 2%.
Yeah, I just sort of noting here for the first time, and I love it when you guys will notify me of some things that I'm not paying attention to. Kodak. certainly being one of them on the move once again, and it smells like squeeze to me. Unless if I don't hear Brendan come with some kind of a news, I'm thinking squeeze. And obviously, go to the higher time frame, see how sort of tiny that squeeze to the upside is right now. But it is pretty significant of a break through like 596 even. But look where we terminate. You go back a few sessions and you look at the chop above 650 and the hard turn there on the way back in. If it's going to reverse at that price, you're going to count me short in front of 650. 650 seems like an obvious out here. 53 is where it stopped. So unless I see news, I like to jump into the short in front, but I don't want to necessarily be trading blind, guys. NEO is past that to 1825 mark, so looks like we might be able to get 25 to 30 pennies on that last 20% of the position. Successful scalp. So if we can't get a bigger win on it as well, in front of that 1845 to 1850 area.
Kodak, yeah, I actually really like that Kodak play. That is for sure. Just looking around to see if we can't find something else. Work now. Day's high of the day. That one is going through the roof. And man, did we call this one for you. Hammer, hammer, hammer. And now out on work as it just continues. Bang, $1 now, 70 cents now in the money, up to $25.50. Man, have we been hammering this one all day. So work. I see all you guys there in the chat. Thank you for all of that. If you can, hit the like and the subscribe. I mean, how many people do we have watching right now? Almost 5,000. So if you can, hit the like, hit the subscribe. If that little subscription button is not ticked off, then you will not get notified. We are live today as well at 1 p.m. going over a few different things. We'll put that up in a second as work right now blasting off, and it's a big banger right there. Work upside, big trade, 76 cents now in the money, guys.
Yeah, lots of things happening here. I did get into that Kodak, so I'll get you there in a second, but sort of being reminded, AstraZeneca getting right up, and actually first short out, but it does not get to 54, guys. So the short I like much better, and thank you, Valeria, for the reload, was 54 to 55. It does not break into that top end of the range, so not necessarily going to tick me in. I did get into Kodak, however. No news that we have seen so far. I reserve the right to have my mind changed. If something comes across the wire that actually gives some credence or some significance or juice to this, I'll be fair enough. I'll get out maybe even in front of that high of day. But I showed you guys the retracement level at 650. You turn around in a dime after a failed break there. I just got 30s to the short side, looking for it to give possibly almost everything back here down to that 6 even. So that's the look for me right now. I do see NEO here, guys, and I did get all out of it. It might be a bigger trade. And don't get me wrong, I think if you saw that 18 level and you like NEO and you're bullish on it, go ahead, see what happens if it breaks the high of the day. It was always just a pullback, holding the original breakout price. I'm going to buy it, scalp out a bunch, take a bit, hang on to a little bit for that 30-cent type win. But that was always the idea. I told you it was a scalp trade, risking 5, 10, maybe a few more cents than that to try and make 2, 3x on that. That's what we did. Got to have a plan and stick to it. But it's already 10 o'clock. Let's go to Brendan for happening now.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock. Just had that JOLTS job number comes out for July. It's a monthly number, private company that releases job openings for July. It was 6.6 million versus 6 million expected, so that might give the market a little bit of a pop to the upside. Here we go. Yeah, nicely positive right across the board here. S&P 500, 1.6% to the upside. The Dow lagging a little, 1.4%. Look at the NASDAQ, though. Tech stocks definitely in the lead here, 2+% for the NASDAQ composite and the 100. Russell down there, only 1%, but still in positive territory for small caps today. Here in Toronto, 1.5% for the TSX. In Brazil, they are up about 1% at this point as well. A few things moving around here in Toronto. We talked about ACB yesterday. Roar Cannabis to the downside. They announced another charge they had to take because of some restructuring. Back higher today, 5.25%. Nice look from 980 up to 1050. Big time volume behind that move to the upside as well. Some gold stocks moving. ABX here, 39 up to 40.5 already. Also pushing day highs. Interesting moves. Eldorado as well, also higher. 1425 up to 1460, also pushing day highs, even with gold really little change so far. Guys, back over to you.
Let's go Kodak. Kodak looking to already start retracing. I just saw from Brendan some call buying that came in there. So, I mean, look, there's always going to be people making bullish bets on Kodak, and good for them. You know, everyone's got to have their own cup of tea. I look at that 650 level. I look at the hard turn. I'm going to scalp some off there. So, you know, as much as I definitely thought there was a chance it turns to 6, you know, there might be a little bit of upward pressure, and we've seen this happen on squeezes before when you get some options play. So I will take off. You know, initially it's going to be about a 12-cent win here. Still looking for 6 even as the ultimate target if it can get all the way back, but I will take a third off for the 12-cent scalp, and then probably take another third if it gets anywhere close to this 605 mark, and it looks like it might want to make a turn. So successful trade, and this is what I love about the show here, Sean. I mean, you know, how much money we made shorting in Kodak. But one not on my radar until, you know, I see some people in the chat, you're talking about Kodak on the move. Love the community. Make sure we grow it, because the more of us here, the more things we can look at. And it's all about seeing what is in play, guys. So share it with your friends, share it with people in your little trading community so that we can all grow ours and benefit from that. I do want to jump to a sympathy play. We talked about this AstraZeneca negativity, INO to the upside, similar to what I was talking about just now in NEO. You know, sort of a secondary breakout through like 1090 here. If it pulls back and can hold that price, 1090 to 11 even, might be a nice little dip buy. So worked once in NEO. This is a bit different because the original breakout was at 1030, but I'd watch 1090 to 11 even on INO, see if I can't catch a little something to the long side on a bit of a bounce.
493.05 or so. Just getting some orders lined up for NVIDIA here. I do like NVIDIA if we can bounce back to VWAP. I got some orders there, and I got some orders down here at 93, and then we'll wait to see if it takes out 90 on the downside. So we do like that one for sure. As it's going, eBay to expand its management of payments. Let's check out eBay here into Europe. eBay 52.50 now, upside. Okay, nice little breaker spot there on eBay. eBay's been a funny one, man. I thought this one could have gone. It's been really beat up a little bit here on the daily chart, down to 58. There goes NVIDIA. We did take a little bit of a long now. 494.51 right there. So instantly now into the money, $1 on NVIDIA, 494.51 long, and it's all the way upside. Once again, 496, 497. NVIDIA right now slaying that dragon off, a little bit of a lucky fill there. We still do have Tesla short. We could have just got out there. Let's see if this can retest, man. I'm still waiting for this 65 to break. If it does, then we out. But right now, we'll see if it can come back downside here. Tesla off a crazy day yesterday. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, guys, for those wondering, just bear with us. Still having some technical issues. The scoreboard and position board not working at the moment. Also, the headlines board not working at the moment. Bank of Canada just out with an interest rate decision as well. If you're trading here in Canada, they held obviously at 0.25%. So Bank of Canada, no change on interest rates, guys.
All right. I think that was, of course, if you're following along with interest rates, that was sort of expected on Bank of Canada. I do want to get you guys to a couple of names here. Just want to update you on what's going on in Nikola. Apologies, of course, about that position. But I still have that Kodak. 650 is going to be the top. That's where I'll get out of it. Looking at a reload here around the 640, if it could consolidate and drop any further. But now all eyes on Nikola with that 47 break. And I talked about holding for a 47 break and maybe get 46 bottom. It came back up and showing a little bit of a sign of trying to get back northbound. So I'm going to eyeball sort of like that. The north end of that 48 to 48.25 mark, if it can break through there again, give you any kind of consolidation, find some support, I'd use that previous support as future support on the way back up. But otherwise, the only short I have on was a reload I just took over in Kodak. 650 still has not broken, guys, so I'm going to stay short as long as we're below that 650. Of course, Brendan coming with the news. Volume spike on some call buying. It looks like in Kodak, but you see me jumping into a few more shares. Failed at a lower high, which is always a sign that I'm going to like if I'm playing the retracement. So back in, this time at 35 and 40. Still continue to take some out on the south side of 625 on the way to 6 even, guys. This is Kodak.
Yep, here we go. Tesla dropping now, $1.70 in the money. And NVIDIA, we just looked that proverbial gift horse in the mouth, Neil. It went all the way $3 in the money, and we didn't take it. So we're going to put an order there to see if we can go on that one. As Tesla right now back downside. This is what we're talking about. Trying to get Tesla out around 350, 351 if we can. Here comes Tesla to the downside. $4, $3 now in in the money, but changing. Work now too, Brendan, at days high. Work, making moves to the upside, and we've been long that one all day. What's up, Brendan?
One of those chip makers showing early strength. Guys, watch some of the airlines. American just coming out updating their current cash on hand position with looks like a positive look right through to the end of 2021. So have a look at American Airlines. Also wanted to mention this one, Pure Storage, PSTG. Some rumors flying around this morning that an activist investor is building a huge stake in this name, PSTG. Huge volume spike on that news, guys.
And we're going to come back with a banger right there. Smooth $10 basically off of this. 363 out right here. 352.75. 71, I think it was. Random price, I know. Right down there. We get out just before this consolidation happens. So a big win there on Tesla, bringing us back to life a little bit. So thank God for that one. And then NVIDIA still that dollar in the money and bouncing. So we have an order at 497.40, which is all the way up here. I think we're going to change it to maybe ahead of 497. See if we get one more push on NVIDIA. You know what? I think we can get this $2 on this name. 494.51. Sorry, $3 we're looking to get on this one. So big time move up here on NVIDIA. Let's see if we can catch that off of a sick flush on Tesla. Bang to the downside. Big trade right there.
Yeah, just got into some INO. I know, apologies, of course, if you can't see that position board. I did talk about trying to hold this sort of 11 area. There is some sideways action, so I want to give myself some room if we do test 11 even. I'll get you back to nickel in a quick second because it's not trying to get, it was trying to get back to 48. Did not do so. Now headed back southbound, so I'm looking to maybe jump back into that short. We did have a successful short once. Long INO, still short in Kodak as well. But one of the stories, of course, was going to be Nikola today after yesterday's crazy action. It does not get back above that 48 mark. Now retesting the lows. We're still in a downward trend, ladies and gentlemen, so it does feel like I have to find a way to catch any kind of a pullback. We did talk about this 46 level. There was lots of chop in the morning, but watch out. There was a hard bottom when that finally broke. Next level down would be 43, so there is some room to go if we do get a 46 break, and we'll have to watch that as well. For now, long INO, short in Kodak. If Nikola breaks 46, I'll take that as well.
Okay, we also, just looked at, I don't know why I didn't take this out on NVIDIA, but yeah, I see on here, where was he there? Random Savagery. I love the name. Should have held Sean on to that Tesla. So, and I just responded, let's see what it does. It was a wild ride for us there. It's still above the price I got out. So I can get back in now and not worry about it. Maybe if it comes back up to VWAP, we'll take a look quick time there at Tesla on a rebound back to VWAP. But for now, man, the roller coaster continues on a lot of these names. We are out of our slack. So what a big move upside there. We'll wait for it to come back one more time. We have that 10% left on 25.67. Good move there. What a trade on Slack. Also on our on our watch list today was this name. So definitely a big lookout for that if you can. Definitely subscribe to the watch list. Valeria dropping the links. I'm now going to try to get this out at this 495.70 or so level. See if we can't take a smooth $1.20 on this NVIDIA play. You know what? The futures are bouncing upside here. I still think NVIDIA has a possibility of breaking the top. So let's cancel this. We will not take that dollar and we'll put it back up here. 497 and change. See if it wants to bounce around. Let's go 496.80 on NVIDIA. See if we can't take a $2 move on it. But right now it's Brendan at the big screen with a few new names for us, upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a few new symbols to have a look at so far this morning. Upgrades on this side, downgrades over there. GM on this side, you can see upgraded today, but in negative territory. A little bit of profit taking so far on GM after the Nikola news, of course, yesterday. There's space, back to positive, but just only. And Duke Energy, a nice look, up about 3%. ACB, I mentioned 4.5% to the upside. Couple of upgrades. There's work in Lulu to the downside so far after earnings, but trying to come back to the upside. Yeah, space upgraded today after a big move yesterday as well. We had 1850 was a bit of a level rejected. We're back to 1750. Huge volume behind that move on space and work. Yeah, moving back higher. You can see aftermarket yesterday. Huge flush after the earnings miss, guys.
Yeah, we're back.
I will go with I'll go with the hot dog winner. I haven't had a hot dog in a while, and I feel like it's because I haven't been in a baseball stadium in a while. But Kodak is something that we know and love here, at least shorting it, I do believe, Sean. So we talked about this one off that 650 level. Go to that higher time frame. Make sure you get the news. Brendan got this one to us live, some call buying in Kodak.
Tesla.
Rolls over. We get 40s and 35s the second time through. There's the fail all the way down to 610. So 2 shorts. Probably, like I said, not digging too deep if it goes up a third time and tests 650. We already made our money on that trade. Possible second squeeze if it were to break and hold above that 650. So do watch out there. We've taken our money and we'll just sort of take the money and run, as they say, in Kodak, in and out rather quickly on a couple of nice shorts, guys.
Okay, guys, Tesla right now makes that move downside, and we did go re-short there right where we got out, but we did not. I was debating put an order down here because that's initially that break spot of 348.35. So we have a bid now again at 348 to see if it comes crashing down. Maybe it picks us up. We're $4 now, $3 now. If it comes down, we'll be $4 in the money right now on Tesla on this flush downside. So nice little pick up here on that move. So we can give it all the way to this VWAP 356 and change if it doesn't want to go. But right now, Tesla on a possible flush even further right now. We have this one locked and loaded at 352.70. So let's see when a break spot does happen here. We'll get down, get out here, maybe if we can, at 358, right where that's ticked down. And we'll take that $4 win and then regroup on Tesla. But so far, so good on this name, making the moves to the downside. Our NVIDIA, we did get greedy. This is a smaller position, so we're not super worried about this. If the ES and the NQ bounce, NVIDIA will go and Tesla will lose for us. But right now, I think we have the positions on that we want. So let's wait to see now what NVIDIA wants to do on the downside. What's up, B?
Peloton here, guys, 87, trying to hold once again. We came down here once, twice, 3 times now at 87 for Peloton. Big time volume again today, 3 days in a row for higher volume on Peloton, guys.
Yeah, and I think this is one of those things. We talk about area stops, and this is why you are usually looking at that 87 level. You almost want to see it trade down below. See an offer, and what I mean by that is go to like a level 2 here, and you can see if it breaks 87, I want to see the offer actually with real shares below that 87 price, not just the bid dropping and a couple of sellers. I want to see some people jumping in, willing to sell below that price and post their lots. That's what's a real break to me. That hasn't really happened yet, so it's a bit of an area stop on Peloton, and so far it is holding up. So as long as it holds this price area, it's like that higher low. It showed you on the higher time frame. You have to give it some room sometimes. As long as it wants to hold it, it's still a bit of a bullish look. Because we don't have the position board, guys, up for you to see, I'm going to go one by one here and update you a little bit. I do still have that INO. I talked about the dip buy. Holding this 11 to 1090 range rather nicely. I've got a nice price here at 11.13 or so. Looking to see if it can break back up towards 50. I don't necessarily want to hold this one expecting it to go all the way to the top at 11.90. Very much like NEO, this can be just a bit of a sort of scalp play into that 11.50. I'll be very pleased if it breaks 50 and goes to a 19 or 11.90, maybe try to hang on to some, but more of a smaller type win looking on the secondary push here in INO, guys.
Okay, so here goes NVIDIA, and we did take eBay. That's another banger there. So eBay, good on me. And then Brendan, I don't know if Brendan came with the story there, but eBay expanding through into Europe. So we did take that break of 66, and that's because yesterday's high there, 66. So we take that break. Now we're going to see what eBay wants to do, as we do have these shares on board right now. NVIDIA just was back up to 496.80 for a $2 win. Now it's ripping back to the upside right now, so we should get out of some of this NVIDIA if we can and capture this profit. 497 and change. We do have an offer, 496.81. We did take more here on Tesla on that rip up, 354. So now I think we can get some orders back to the downside now, as we do have decent amount of shares now. 354 is our 353.50, our average price. Now down $1.50 or up in the money, but the stock moving downside. Here, go Tesla. Here we go. Let's go. What's up, B?
Google Pay also going to be available. A little bit of an update, guys, on that eBay story. Google Pay also available on eBay site and on eBay Android apps in those countries that they were talking about over in Europe, guys. So both Google and it looks like Apple Pay being added, guys.
Okay,
I just
I'm
want to
deal
get back
with
to ITCI, of course, from our watch list. It's actually my number one stock of the day. We had pre-market shorts that were a winner. Took one off the open that was also a nice win. It just retook 30 even to the downside. So it failed to get back through sort of this opening chop range. 32.50 would be the top end of that range. Failed to get through and then fails right back through 30 even. So I'm going to start another short on this name, see if I can't. I do have some right now at 29.68. Apologies for the position board not being working, but I will add to it if I can get something in like 30 to 30.50 type of area. I do also want to jump back quickly over to that INO. One of the reasons why I think you guys want to have a style of a scalp trade, it's going to immediately retest that same 11 even area. Now, because I've taken profit out, it does give the opportunity at least to jump back into some more shares here. I can reload. If it breaks that 1090, I was going to be out regardless. So I can use the same price area. And of course, as I go to throw a bid in there, it just runs away from my price. I do want to price closer to 11 even this time. Tighten it up. Each time it tests that level, I want to make sure my stop is a little bit tighter, expect a little bit less. We already took one win here on INO. The same trade worked on NEO as well. I still have a bit of Kodak at 634. Never got all the way down to 6 even, so I'm hanging on to that last 20% in the eventuality that I can catch 30, 40 cent win on Kodak, guys.
Okay, and there it is. We do another one. Hit the big stick there for a nice little win on Tesla. We've been trading this one a lot today. 14 fills, basically all 14 fills, all the same lot sizes. So there it is, short, out right there on a 50. It just doesn't seem to want to break 50. So we'll put that, then we'll hold the rest, man, and see if we can't get a nice little move to the downside on this one. eBay, we just keep on getting out. This was a mistake there, 52.60. Okay, but here we go, upside now. Breaking, trying to go. Our best out on this is 75, so we'll see if that wants to go. $3 in the money right now on Tesla, $1 plus in the money on NVIDIA. Trying to get $2 on this, bounces a whole bunch of times here at 496.50. So right now we're waiting at 496.80. See if we can't get taken out up there. Maybe I'll put it to 50 and just celebrate. I mean, look, I have $2 in the money here and I'm not taking it, so that might seem a little bit ridiculous, but here we go. 496.80 to the top side, a nice little runner on this. If this goes, look, I don't know if I should be long NVIDIA and short Tesla today, especially if I'm cheering for the market to go up. We're long eBay now. That's 10 cents and added stay high. So that's a good one. Today's been a money bag. The only one we've fallen on our face with was space. And there's NVIDIA, Neil. There's that $2.21 winner. So we're barbecuing up winners for you guys today.
Yeah, watch out for work. It's back to that 25 range, just sort of holding some sideways action. Could be an interesting opportunity for a bit of a breakdown scalp trade to the short side. I'm going to look for a 25 break, of course. Slack already under pressure, and as you can see, I'll have to move this so you guys actually can see it with my head there. 15% to the downside, which means it is short sell restricted. That means it could be hard to get that 25 break. We'll be taking it. Hopefully we can get it down to that 24.70 for a quick little scalp. Nikola holding flat on that 46 break, so it might still go as well. So both Slack and Nikola in short one, that is Nikola, looking for the breakdown right here, right now at 25 even on Slack.
Yeah, come on, let's break down Tesla. 350 and change. Big time short. We're short 354. I think we break way down. So let's wait to see here if we can take another. Maybe we can take $10 on this one. Let's see if it goes down here to 347, and then off that break, we'll go lower. Oh, there's my daily chart. What's up, Tesla? On a daily chart here. It's not loading up. This is the reverse split. Obviously, we're not down to here, but we'll open that up a little bit. Wow, good. I thought we lost my daily chart there, but we did not. What was covered up by my minute chart? Small cap recap. That would not be Tesla, my guess, Brendan.
Definitely not Tesla, but we'll have a look at a few things that are moving around in small cap world so far. Remember this one from yesterday, guys. Co-Diagnostics, CODX, fan favorite in small cap world. I was just looking at this 1150 area up to about 1190, which was a big time consolidation from the afternoon yesterday. Couldn't get above that 1190, couldn't get below really. So give you a nice opportunity into 1150 just before the open. This thing still going. It's through $10 heading southbound. Could Could have had 1140, 1135 to 1140, depending on your entry. So still going. New lows. Man, I got out of that way too early. CODX, really nice look to the downside. Let's go over to ITCI. This was tough, man. It was thin. It was not a lot of volume. $34 here, a bit of a pivot in the pre-market, support and then resistance a couple of times. So I was just using 34 there, a nice flush all the way down to 29. It's trying to test lows again, but kind of running out of steam if you're watching that. ITCI and then IBIO, another one we talked about yesterday, another one that's vaccine related, up on the AstraZeneca news today, 230 here, bit of a level for IBIO if you go out to the daily chart. We only got down to 210. I was kind of disappointed with this one, but we're trying to work back to the downside. Watch $2 for IBIO, guys.
Yeah, just gonna update you guys here. I did get into Neo on that 18 break. A bit of a scalp action going on the way down. So play this a couple of ways. I do like it, as we mentioned, down to like 1770 to 1775 or so. But I will play, take some out here in the low 90s, get some back in like 4s and 5s. Just taking advantage of what is almost 40 million shares in volume. And if it's going to be a downtrend below this 1820, 1825 mark, I'll take a few shots here. We did have one quick short at 1825. That would have been good, but I didn't want this one until 18 even. So I did take it out almost right away for a quick little penny there. And again, this is a rule that we'll talk about all the time, Sean and I, Brendan as well. If you get in by accident, just take it out. Even if it turns into a winner, that was not part of my plan to take a 25 break. But I'll work into some Neo on any pullback to the short side. Worth noting, market heading northbound, the ES at least, approaching its highs. The NASDAQ, a couple of ticks away from its top. So watch out for that top side trade on a few of those. One of those is not Lululemon, guys, continuing its fall.
Yeah,
so
Lululemon.
no bottom yet in Lulu. 325. I had a 325 short. I got stopped out of it. It does look like the continuation happened. So, like I say, you can have the right call all you want. I'll double down. Second time I'm telling you guys, execution has to be on point. I did like it, preferred it on a pullback. That's what I said in my prep. I still took the breakdown trading, got stopped out anyways. Lulu should have been a big winner for me. It's going to end up in that loss column. That's what happens if you break your own rules. I was going to jump to Neo, but I'll let you update there, Sean.
Yeah, just a new position alert here on Starbucks. Took that through 86. We ripped to 86.10 right now. A nice move off of this little bottom. We're only going to give this back to like 85.80 mid-ranger spot here, but just thought with these futures ripping up, we could have a decent spot here. Also, new averaged in right around VWAP here on our friend Tesla. Let's see if we can't continue to destroy this, especially if it comes to the downside. We're not destroying it, but if this stock gets destroyed, we're short right now on Tesla. Let's see if we can't get some out off this little bouncing spot, 351.50 or so on Tesla. We'll see if we can't rinse that one out. Again, what's up, B-Ren?
Another one moving, guys, in the pre-market, both in the pre-market and off the bat here at the open. Waterford Holdings. Anyone wondering? WTRE, big move to the upside. There's rumors of a buyout coming from Arch Capital. They're talking about $26 per share on this one, WTRE. Nothing's confirmed, just a lot of volume and a lot of movement today because of those rumors. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, hit the like and hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 80,000 subscribers this week. 80,000, big number for us. We'd appreciate the support. So hit the like and subscribe, guys.
All right, there it is. There's the bang again. Hit the siren. Tesla alert. Another $3 win on that stock. Scalp. Changed up the style a little bit. Sat back here yesterday and went over a bunch of stuff. So now we're not going to try to hold for monsters. You can see here on Tesla, big day today. Nice out there, 352.30. That's just another $2 winner on Tesla to go. So good trade there. Oh yeah, and Starbucks, slap shot. Nice little move to the upside there on Starbucks. Long 05s, big boy shares, 86.20. Let's go. We've got that. Cowbells all over the place today, Neil.
Yeah, ITCI continuing its rollover, so it gets a sideways action on the breakdown, gets me an opportunity to take some more shares at basically the same price. I mean, 29.70, 29.69, basically the same thing here. If we break 29 even, I'm definitely going to look to take some profit down in front of 28, guys. That's the current low of the day, 27.87 or so. I will definitely take some out for a $1 winner. I've taken a buck every time I've had a short, then looked for the bigger win on the second half or maybe in that last third of the position. So ITCI to the south side. I'll go back over to INO. We did take this trade a second time on the dip. It did break down below that 1090, I should say. So I'm going to scalp out for a bit of a win and then scalp out for a small hit there. But it is time to go to Brendan. Let's go to the screen. Let's go to the desk, guys.
Certain, but back above 54 here, breaking pre-market highs for AZN. Now under 1% to the downside. Nice volume coming in above those pre-market highs for this one as well, guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's target entry area for me. And we talked about this when we did look at that higher time frame. It was 54 into that 54, 50-ish range. It just broke into it now. So this is where you want to see how it trades. Is there an acceptance of this price level? Or are we rejecting it? A rejection would be testing up towards the afternoon bottom and then starting to roll over and use a top as a bit of an out. So that's what I'm looking for in AstraZeneca. It was one of our first looks this morning, I think, when we sat down, or at least when I sat down. I'm going to sort of stick to that plan. I took one shot shorting it. I like it much better in that 54 to 54.50 range, which is kind of getting into now. It needs to break at least halfway in to pique my interest, but we're starting to get we're starting to get into this one and start thinking about executing into it. I might get into it in like 3 or 4 stages. First look is probably around that 25 mark, guys.
Guys, look at this, man. We gave you that Starbucks. We hit the new trade alert on that one. And Valeria's favorite stock, Starbucks, take it long at 86. They're out 27, 28, 29s on Starbucks. So great trade there. Oh, yeah. And check out eBay. Just sent that to the viewers as well. Off that headline, eBay crushed. We put that in the chat room as well. So we'll rain down the money today. Feeling like a sniper today, in and out of a lot of positions. One of my best trades, of course, was work all the way to the upside. We don't get them all out there. Now we're kind of just hovering around, but big trade alert everywhere today. Also, we're only going to give this one, we almost got out, 356 and change. We'll be out of Tesla. It'll be a little loss. There it is. See ya. On the last little bit, out of that Tesla. No problem. That's why we cashed that in. So there we go. Like, this is a $4 win and then a $2 loss on the back. So good little trade there to end off on Tesla. But here we go. Starbucks still to the moon. Holy crow! I don't want to be demonetized. Look at NVIDIA, guys. Wow, Brendan, I should have held this one. 494 there, long. Look where we got out. Ho-hum, 496. That was a $2 winner. We thought we were pretty special. Look at NVIDIA, 502. So I hope you guys have that, because there's your chicken dinner winner right there. Pounded the table on NVIDIA, not pounding hard enough, because we take $2 in the face of 8.
I know we got a super chat earlier this morning about Gevo. There was a bit of a positive story there that Brendan did come with. Updated financials that were positive, but it is still sliding to the downside. I did mention I wouldn't go long in it today. If you heeded that advice, fair enough. Good look for you guys. I did like it short at 95. It never got there. So the short would have worked. You just had to take it early, which I was not willing to do. But like I said, if it maybe breaks the bottom and heads down towards like a 60 or 70 cent area, then I would think about bottom picking there. I'm going to get you guys back over to Nikola, which has been, the short that was maybe a little bit reluctant. I think we're looking for some breakouts, or at least a retest of 55, but ultimately it was a breakdown at 48. I just reloaded back into 46.50 here, and then took a quick little 30-40 cent scalp. I'm holding on to like 3/4 of this position. Just shorting some pops here, looking to see if we can't get some out if it breaks 45.50 or so. It's been sliding to the downside all morning long in a constant stream, so we're just taking advantage of the price action, reloading on pops, taking some out in front of that bottom. The next stop would be in front of that 45.50 or so. Current low, 45.76. I also want to go back, if I can, over to one name. I see a couple of people talking about it, and I just want to reiterate, if you're watching Tiffany and you see it down 10%, this is a possible failed deal. It is not really moving, guys, and I don't expect that it's going to have massive moves in it. The only play I'd be looking for is to fade it if it tries to go back towards that 120 mark. And fade, I mean short in front of it. Brennan, what do you got?
AMC Entertainment, guys, down 1% today. They updated their July numbers as far as people visiting theaters. Obviously, they weren't good. Everyone's staying at home. So under pressure. It was higher, actually, in the pre-market, but down 1% now on decent volume for AMC, guys.
All right, and you guys, we're just coming back, and we're just going to be banging this one out. Look at Starbucks, up to 27. Big hit right there. Big hit, big win for us on Starbucks. And then you want another big win? Check this out. We're smoking today. eBay, all the way to the north side there. We take decent shares, like real decent shares there on eBay, and make this move back to the upside. So beautiful trade there on eBay on a breakout. Should have, obviously, I keep saying this, should have held more, but I told you I'm in sniper sniper mode here today, as most of these trades have gone straight in the money for me. And this is another one. The only one that we fell down on, of course, was space early on. And I am getting some questions about that. Yeah, I don't know. I want to see it take 18. We'll go long if it takes 18 again. I'm not going to play this game back and forth with you, space. We'll just wait to see if it wants to break out. And there's the out, which is a good one right there. So we're going to go smiley face on Tesla. Really happy with out, in, and some outs there. These are 3. There's the last one to top it off. So made our money back a little bit there on Tesla off of this horrible breaking of the bottom. So we'll wait to see if that one wants to go up. But Tesla eBay still making moves. The high side is 53.06. We're pretty good right now, man. This is a decent return on that headline. So we'll take a little bit more off as we keep on running. But great trade on eBay, man.
Speaking of bottoms, bouncing off the bottom, which we did talk about, nice little overhead look there. Peloton bouncing off the bottom here at 87. But look at this just a couple of seconds, literally seconds ago. Hard turn at 90 even. I was about to say anything around that 87. Certainly looks like it's going to be support. I can certainly tell you, Nikola as well, testing it out to 46. He needs to break 46 before I take any more shares out. Already taken profit on our last little scalp there. But watching this level, that 88.50 or so on Peloton, you do jump over to the higher time frame, and this is what I meant by that 87 bounce that we talked about a little bit earlier. It's still lower highs being put in. So I would watch out. If this one can't hold, sustain this 90 area, I'm still looking for a potential breakdown in Peloton at some point. I much prefer it to absolutely fail at 87 for a bigger short. So that's the first look that I'd like to see. For now, it looks like it's serious support on Peloton, so do watch out if you're holding a short. I'm not looking to short it unless it breaks 87, guys, but it looks like a decent level down there. That's why you saw that big bounce. And then big seller just now on volume. 90 could be a break as well.
Yeah, shout out right here to John there. Would like it if you were a member, but that is okay. Thoughts on CCL putting in a triple bottom there? Yeah, good look there. We call this one up because this is a stock that we often do trade. CCL here, 1730. We do have the daily. Give it to us, Brent. Come back.
Another little penny stock, just checking on this one, guys. Hancock Jaffrey Laboratories. So another one that does a lot of the testing for COVID-19. Getting a little bit of a bump here. Not seeing anything in the way of significant news, but just went from 36 cents to 50 cents on huge volume, guys. So little penny stock, HJLI.
29s here. This is what we're talking about, 1730. I just want to look at a daily chart there. Yeah, thanks for that big ripper there. If you're looking at that work, going back 65 cents in the money now as well. Okay, CCL, just doing some work here. I don't know. The market's up. I would like to break it through 1725. I know that's not a great analysis there, but we're already down 5%. Move this over for the IT, for our production team. This 1725 could come into play. I'm a little disappointed, obviously, if I was a CCL shareholder. Today you have the move upside in the ES and big time move upside in the NASDAQ. And then CCL, of course, getting faded. This stock is up when the other stocks are down, the tech stocks, right? So that makes a lot of sense to me there. And there goes work right back up, breaks through this level. Man, I wish I wasn't on eBay and Starbucks were huge for me, but if we weren't, that was a good break spot there, 25.20. Maybe we get work out for another 75 cent winner.
Slack goes up, Nikola goes down again, guys. So it's another 50 penny winner. Again, as it tests that low, I talked about 45, 50 area. It gets them out in front of it. New low is now 45.62. If it breaks that, you actually can see I have an order in front of 45 even. I don't know if I want to be passive. I'm still actually holding, like I said, like 30% of the position here. And I'm going to hang on to it and maybe even look to short some pops. We're continuing a nice little trend. I did miss one pop back into 48.50. Otherwise, have had some reloads on the way in. It is approaching that 10% mark, but just sort of worth noting here. It closed at 50, but Nikola was up at 52 in the pre-market. So this is like a $7 move already. That's why I'm in scalp mode to the downside, because so much of this has already been put in. I don't necessarily expect each one to be a home run, but if 45.50 goes, we could be looking, at what right now is, like I said, a $1 winner. But maybe we'll get more than that. I've scalped out already some smaller wins. I'm talking like $1.50 into 45 even. If that breaks, I'll have a little bit left and then probably trail it just to see how far it goes. I don't have any targets below 45 to like 42. That'd be a pipe dream, I almost think, at this point.
Okay, I see someone saying CCL is down on news. I don't know what the news is, so and it was not, I don't think, on our watch list, a lot of these cruise names or operators. So we'll find out what CCL is. But yesterday, of course, there was news about one of their carriers not going. So, okay, CCL here. I did want to go over it one more time because I did find a trade that I like, and it's this 1760. Honestly, it's right where VWAP is, and I do like this break. 1761 had some troubles getting through it. When it did, it went to 6.9er there. So we'll see, man. 1762. And guess what, guys? I always tell you this, and I know you like it. We'll take out the stick. 1762. Brendan, give it to us.
Yeah, down again today, guys. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. Their concierge service in South America suspending cruises until the end of 2021. So all of next year, including the remainder of this year as well. They did say this morning that Australia and New Zealand itineraries have been released for 21 and 22. So there is some service, looks like, going to be planned from starting in 21 on 222 for Carnival, guys.
That's why he's here. We get that little news. Still looking for a 45.50 break in the money, but a buck on that Nikola trade. I sort of just tweeted out, mixing some sort of a hold trend trade. I've had it since the 48 break with a little bit of scalping as well. So every time I add into it, I'm considering scalping some out while maintaining the overall short. That's the idea for me over Nikola. I do want to jump back over to Kodak. I had a target here at 6 even. I did get out when it got to 6. Obviously the breakout was around that 6 even price. So I could have made some more money on this one holding it through. But I had to structure my trade. I had a target. I got it. So I'm just going to get it out and take my win. I'm not going to be upset over the fact that you could have had a bigger win here on Kodak. The key point, popped into a key level at 650. We were able to identify that one on the higher time frame. When I did jump back, I liked that 650 area. When I went back into last week's action, it rolls over there. No significant news other than some call buying. I'm going to short it all day long, have a target, hit the target. Brennan, what do you got?
Valerian's dancing. That means we probably got to 1,000 likes, guys. Thank you so much. Hit the like and subscribe, guys. We're trying to get to 80,000 this week. KURA, we talked about this one yesterday, reached an all-time high yesterday, so that means we're up again today. 6.5% new all-time highs for this one. This is another oncology company. So we talked about Trillium. It was TRIL was the news with Pfizer, so they got a bit of an infusion, $25 million in cash and equity from Pfizer. So KURA up on that news, guys.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a quick look at that one at some point in the future. But I'm actually, I'm looking at this Kodak. When I go to the higher time frame, one of the things that stood out to me was this previous sort of resistance level at 585. I mean, that's where we sort of turned around on a dime. So I'm going to jot that one down for a little bit of significance. If we hold below there, sell off all the way below that 585 mark, maybe give some sideways consolidation. That can do two things for me. One, it could be as like a secondary squeeze price, but also could be a nice place to jump short in front of it. So I'm going to be watching that one, guys. 585 now on Kodak. Got to hold below it first. It is bouncing, or at least trying to bounce off that 585. First look on Kodak after getting a nice little win to the short side.
All the rage around here is this NVIDIA long that we had, and we dropped it for $2. So I just do a face palm there on the chat there. Yeah, ZM is flying up. Look at this. We called this. It was just so stupid because I wasn't going to take this, but we were short Tesla at the time, which sort of gave me the double win, and I took it. But yeah, I took that out there for $2.50 or so on NVIDIA, and then now up to 507. That's pretty darn high for NVIDIA. My plan was to come in here and take some off. I know you like to hear that, Yushi, on a big move up today. Take some off, and then because I do think that there's a bigger move coming on the downside. Let me just get rid of this to get rid of some of these ticks here. We don't want to show all the executions on the daily chart. That's silly. But here's NVIDIA, 470 low yesterday, all the way to 506, nearing these tops. And this top exactly is 516. Don't know if we get there, but I do like a 516 break on NVIDIA. And then as we go, man, the money just keeps on flying in. eBay, 27 cents in the money. Starbucks, we've been taking it out. We have that little bit left, not moving as much, but still big winner. And then Workhorse is 35 cents in the money as well. So far, so good today on the trading side of things, making up for a little bit of a mess yesterday on some of those stocks. But hey, you can't win every day, that's for sure. And today we are, so we're happy. Uber, 35.50. Let's watch out for that kind of a break. But right now it's Sector Watch time with the man, the myth, the legend. That's right, it's Brendan Wickens.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500, see how things are shaping up. Full 2%, 1.98% to the upside. So a nice reversal from yesterday, the numbers we saw yesterday. There are, as you can see, a number of names that are definitely in negative territory. Want to start with this group, though, the healthcare sector, nicely positive, actually leading as far as gainers are concerned so far today. WST, SYK, and ABT, Abbott Labs, there 3%, all the way up to 4.5%. So this group in charge of most of the positivity. Industrials also in positive territory so far. Outside of this group, here's all the airlines, travel stocks, AAL, ALK, Lovedal, and UAL in negative territory. FedEx, though, we mentioned 2.7% to the upside. There's also, I saw it on here, there it is, UPS, 2.5% to the upside. So some of the shipping companies doing nicely today. Fastly over here, 3.6%. There's CMI, XYL, Power, all 2.5% plus to the upside. So industrials are strong. Our man on the floor here, Greg, just said, yeah, NVIDIA, impressive, 5%. I said, have a look at QRVO. 8% to the upside. So semiconductors right out of the gate today, very, very strong. Skyworks as well, SWKS 4+%. And there's Qualcomm 3.4% to the upside. But Micron down there in negative territory today, MU. Payc, Microsoft, CRM, Salesforce had a bad day yesterday, so bouncing back a little bit, 3.7 and now 2.8% to the upside. So tech stocks, as we said, back in charge a little bit. Way over on the far side there, just wanted to mention COTY, 2 days in a row to the downside for that one. And here's the cruise lines here as well. So anything travel related, hotels, cruise lines, airlines, big time negativity, 4.3%, 4.2, and RCL there about 3.5%. Overall, though, nice day. 2+% now for the S&P. Back over to Sean.
All right, guys, and we just did get confirmation, of course, that Mr. Joshua Jackson, if you guys know him from Mighty Ducks fame, and what is it, Pretty Little Lies, I think it's called, Brendan?
Got it.
Is that right? On Amazon. He'll be coming through on September 17th to talk a little bit about some of his investments in some companies that he's working with and on. So that's Joshua Jackson coming September 17th, Brendan.
Fires everywhere, guys. Little fires everywhere. The co-star is actually from Pretty Little Lies in Little Fires Everywhere. But yeah, Joshua Jackson, very excited.
Yeah, and it's he is number 2 to Miss Reese Witherspoon. So big time. I didn't watch it on Amazon. And oh yeah, thanks Randy.
Also,
by the way, thank you to Randy for getting me this poo emoji cup. That's very nice. I don't know if you're trying to send me a note there, but today the stocks are on fire and we're not a big pile of this today.
Well, I mean, I'm not calling Nikola a pile of poo, but the chart speaks for itself here. I did just get some more out there. It broke the low of the day, so Nikola, about $1.20 worth of a win on the last little bit there. I actually still holding that last little 20%. Honestly here, and I'm looking for a 45 break at this point. Like I said the last time we updated on this position, just not a heck of a lot in terms of a target until it did wick down to 42. We mentioned that earlier yesterday in the morning, 42 to 43, the next level down. I think if we can break 45 even, I'm going to move my trail up at some point, but probably not until it breaks 45 even with a 42 to 43 target. Goes down there, I'll take the rest out. Be very, very happy if I can get like $3, $4 of a win on this Nikola trade. I've done some scalping of 40, 50, 60 cents. This one on right now over $1 winner. When 45 goes, I'll move that trail to better than break even. Nikola's been a fantastic short all morning long, even in a strong market. One of the things that we talked about, that support at 48, guys, on the watch list. Both of us were long off that level yesterday. Today we came in. If it broke, I'm going to go into a short. I was going to stay in the short trend. That's what it's all about over here in Nikola. So market going up, there are things that you can do in the other direction as long as you have a plan.
Yeah, Nikola, if you look at this one, I don't have it, but if you look here, there, I don't know if can you see that? It says Nikola 48. There, but it also says space 18, so we did get a crack through there. But okay, AMD, we did have, hey, what's up, backing around and over. What's up? Here's the trophy. Thank you to my kid Baron, you're the best. Okay, 81 right now. We're gonna go long right now on AMD. It looks like it wants to break the high. I don't know if this is the high or not. 42. I guess it is. Well, I mean, I don't know if it is or not. 81.42 up here, the high. AMD bouncing around now. AMD, one of the best chips you can get right now just with its price action lately. Intel kind of got its lunch eaten a little bit here by AMD, but yes, sir. Bang! Hit the register and ring it right there. A nice little 10-cent win off the top. We're trying to scalp some out. Told you we'd be into scalp mode right now. There goes AMD. Long 81.39, 10 cents in the money. Banger right there for you.
Yeah, we're into that trade for the first time here in AstraZeneca. Very, very picky in how that second, the bigger look is going to be. And I did mention I wanted to see it test into that 54, that's 54.50 range. It does roll over, failing to get too far past that 25 mark right here at 30. Doesn't even get up to that 50 that we talked about. So it starts to roll over consolidation. I'll start working into that position. As I want to note here, Nicola, holding up pretty well, above 45 even. So there is a bit of a buyer. I just saw, seems like an iceberg around that 45.40. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one in the money. But starting a position here in AstraZeneca on consolidation below that 54.50 mark. We'll see if we can't work into this. Of course, they had negative news with that trial, but only down 1%. Did give back a lot before coming back in, guys. It's not that it's fugazi. It's just you have to understand what's going on with that. If there's anything that happens to any preparation in a trial, they have to halt it. It might be completely unrelated to the vaccine.
Go!
That's why you're seeing a trade all the way back up to the top side, guys. So AstraZeneca, ear to the ground, guys.
There it is, AMD. Nice win. We just took that one for you and got some out there. 48s, 49s, ahead of 50. Not a huge winner, but we take out the shares because it's ripping upside right now. AMD target, guys, somewhere around 82. This is a 1 minute chart. There, I had no idea. Could you repeat that, Mr. Bucking, in my ear? 82, that's the level there. We dropped out yesterday. High right now, 81.92. Yesterday was the high on that one. You can throw to Brendan if that's what it was. But here we go, AMD to the upside. Boom! Just took out 20 cents again on that one. Hide your wife, hide your kids. AMD in the money, 24 cents. eBay in the money, 70 cents now. As eBay continues to go. Look at this long, 52.68. We dropped that news to you live on the show. Starbucks, 12 cents in the money as well. Work, 34 cents in the money. We 4 for 4. That's a quattro. Going nuts right now. What a big day to trade. Hope you're enjoying it. What up, Brendan? No, we got to be clear. Like I said, I don't know. Valeria, who do you want? Neil, take it away.
Yeah. Obviously, you guys, we got in the air there. We got to get news when it does come out from Brendan. He mentioned, we did mention a little bit about Smile Direct Club here. A bit of a bounce, but you're going to note consecutive lower highs being put in. That's just the 1 minute look. But when you go to the higher time frame, still looking like it's trying to break and hold above this price from last week, that 1090. If it holds lower, I like this sort of as a bearish type trade here below this 1090 to 11 even area. Potential rollover, secondary rollover. I did get into AstraZeneca, so I got like 54.13. I'm not taking 10 cents on this trade. I'm not taking 15 cents on this trade. I'm looking for AstraZeneca to retest some of those bottoms. But I think now we are ready for Brendan. Let's go to the desk.
Yeah, interesting level for this SC Works. Guys, we mentioned this one yesterday. Big move higher. Ended up failing up there at 223 yesterday, all the way back down. We're coming into 160, which is a little bit of support from late in the day yesterday for that SC Works, doing some volume again today.
CCL getting close, guys. Let's have a quick look at this as the market making new highs. Not new highs, trying to make new highs here, 3,400. Okay, Starbucks, whatever, we're already crushing that stock. AMD, check back quick time. Right near that 81.50, we were able to get, I'm going to go back down to a 1 minute chart now that we've seen levels. We did get some out there, 59, 58, 56 as well. Back to the downside. I don't have anything to get out again until we're back into the 50s. Trying to give this one to this level, 81.15-ish back downside. So we're long 39s. We're going to give it to 15. So we need to take a little bit more profit on this one to make that risk reward make any sense whatsoever. So AMD back to 50. Look, we're just cashing out on it. Profitable trade is a profitable trade. We will take that as we go. Here comes falling back down. But watch out, man. 81.15 or so is going to be our out on AMD.
Yeah, and just getting back over, of course, Nicola, I identified like that 46, 40-ish area, a bit of a buyer there, and I did take some out in front of it. It's now broken through. We are testing 45 in, so we're hanging on to that short. AstraZeneca, I will reload when it gets back up to like 15 or 20s. I just want to make sure it's popping back up, giving me the price entry that I want. But we're now getting a little bit deeper in the money on Nicola. Like I said, 45 break, not a horrible place to enter. I just feel like every pullback has been a better trade than the breakdown for me. So I'm going to stick with only shorting pullbacks at this point. But when 45 goes, I will be trailing this one to ensure a profitable trade. I did just mention to you guys, Smile Direct Club did not yet get into position on this name. The chart can load here. It is starting to roll over, and I do like this one. It just put in a lower high. Just watch out. If I do take it, I'm going to be getting in likely somewhere around this 85 to 90 mark in front of 11 even. But definitely got to think about taking some profit out in front of that double bottom. And then the break of that double bottom would be its own entry. So we'll look for a 1050 re-entry if Smile Direct can get down there. It is positive. That would be from positive to negative on the break of the low. So I do like shorting into it, but I'm also going to short it if it does break. It is 1050. Time for some money talks. Let's go to Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's update currency world. So far today, it has been mostly positive day for a lot of these. The dollar index, US dollar to the downside again today. That means a lot of these going to be in positive territory. I want to focus on the British pound here. It is positive, but definitely negative over the past couple of sessions. You can see big move to the downside. 134.5, almost 135 up there. We're all the way back to 129. 130 had been a big level of support for the pound. We are below that, actually retesting it as we speak from beneath as resistance right now for the British pound. So big time level for the pound. That was all due to Brexit talks. They're still negotiating with the rest of the EU when it comes to trade. Some immigration issues they're still trying to iron out. So those talks still ongoing. But yeah, huge move to the downside for the pound. Euro's positive as well, 0.3% to the upside. Our Canadian dollar, full 0.5% to the upside today, back to almost 76 cents. Japanese yen and Swiss franc doing the opposite. Third day in a row doing the opposite. They usually trade the same. Australia and New Zealand back in positive territory. And our crypto friends down here, again, Ethereum leading the way, 4.3%, all the way to 350. Bitcoin not really doing much, 10,200 and change. If you go back a month and a half ago, this was a huge level for Bitcoin. Guys, back over to you.
All right. Right now, guys, 132 fills. Okay, we just got out of a little bit here on AMD for that. So you know, it's fading back down. We're going to give it to 8105, the rest of them. But right now we have 10%, actually that's 10%, that was easy math, 10% left. So we'll wait to see if it goes to the upside. No orders upside as well. Just gonna wait to see if 8105 comes through on that. Everything making money for us. You can see our positions. I think they're right now at the bottom of this. So we'll wait to see where it does turn around. And we did give you Microsoft at 209 and that made a move all the way to 212. So looking at this 209 again, that's 210.80. Nice little bounce spot there. Maybe we can get long, but futures now coming back down, breaking. So watch the NASDAQ breaking lower here, guys.
Yeah, just did get into Smile Direct Club. Of course, a couple of legs here. I talked about this little rollover, some lower highs being put in. 1090 was the last one, just double dipped in here. Got 1080 as my average price. We can give it back up to the VWAP as an area stop on Smile Direct. We'll take it out in front of that double bottom. We'll re-enter into the short in the event that it does break. Still hanging on to another short, of course, in Nikola and AstraZeneca. But a bit of a keystroke error in AstraZeneca. A win's a win. However, when putting a stop order in, I accidentally punched out a sum for like a 13-cent win. I'm not going to immediately jump back into position because I am trying to short it off of this 54, sort of like 10 to like 40 area towards that top, guys. So I'm going to be a bit more patient. Hopefully, it's going to give me a bit of a bounce to get back into some shares. Otherwise, holding for our target to get a bit of a deeper push down. So shorts in Nikola, Smile Direct, and AstraZeneca. 2 out of 3 working. Smile Direct has to hold below VWAP. I like that retracement play. Might like the breakdown a little bit better. But here comes Nikola 45, and what I don't see on the bid is too much of a gigantic level that's going to scare me off. I mean, this is going to seem like a lot of shares in level 2, like 50,000 on NASDAQ and 30,000 on ARCA. But Nikola's done 20 million in volume. So if it's gonna chew through that pretty quick. If it wants to break down, there's gonna be enough sell action to be able to break through. And we're in the money about $1.30 on this trade as well. So we're deep in the money on Nikola. It's been a good trade. It's been a good slide to the downside. We talk about the watch list all the time, guys. This was on here with a plan. We both love this level yesterday and today. But I do want to remind everyone, coming up, we talk about trading psychology. I showed you a little bit here, sort of strategies to deal with, wins, losses, losing streaks. I had a loss on Lulu that's just very, very frustrating. It was a short call for me today. The short did work, But part of trading psychology is when things don't go right, you don't dwell on it. You get back on that horse. We talk all about it in this video, so check it out on our Market Wisdom page, guys. Dropping that one at the end of the show.
Okay, AMD, we took more long there at 13s. We're now long 14s. Bang! Nice little trade there, running the wheelbarrow full of cash. Right at you today on all of these trades, man. AMD long now, 81.14. We get in there. I told you we started dropping it for flat. Then we rinse and repeat this one down here at 81.14, giving it to 81 even. Let's see if it wants to go. Futures now making that move back up. Let's check in on its evil stepbrother. And by evil, I mean amazing stepbrother here. 507 NVIDIA. If this gets going, so will AMD. And AMD taking off the top now. Big time move, not top, but breaking out that range once again. 81.30. Yeehaw for AMD. We're coming at you live on Instagram. What's up right now, guys? Go, 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 Brendan.
Another one to look at, guys, FMCI. If you have been in the need for a SPAC and haven't had a SPAC lately, have a look at FMCI. They're taking a plant-based food company public. This is supposedly going to be finalized by October, so a little more developments coming out as far as their merger is concerned. FMCI up about 15%, all-time highs here, but yeah, big-time volume just coming in on the sell side, guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you need a SPAC in your life, we've talked about some of these. I feel like the volatility hasn't been, nearly as big in some of those names. Something that has had a little bit of volatility, I should say. I'm going to go back over to INO, sort of a one win, one loss. We're basically flat on the stock, but it is now holding below that 1090 key price area that we talked about, trying to break down here. INO up 12%, but the retracement play seems like it's on. I'm looking at that 11 area that we initially went long in front of for a bit of a resistance to the upside. Nikola still holding 45, but like I said, the plan is already in on that name. And AstraZeneca doesn't want to get me back in. If that just means that it's going down for us. Ultimately, it's a good thing, but I am looking to see if I can't take a few more shares there. Still sideways action on ITCI. I did take this one off. I mean, I had this below VWAP here. It's just not moving anymore. So what I want to do is wait for it to actually break out of this very, very tight range. This stock went from 18 to 40, now back to 29. If it breaks out of this little range here, call it 29.50 or so to the downside, 29 if you want to be a bit more picky, or even an up break at 31.50, that'll get me into this position. But if you see sideways action like this on volume, look at the, oh, you guys can't see the volume. I'll try to do, I'll do this for you. Volume absolutely dying down here on ITCI. That's the reason I'm going to cover. You don't want to sit in something during a lunchtime hour, which has died off in volume. If it breaks out of the range, gives a volume spike, then I'll think about getting back into it.
And AMD just continues to go, man. 35s. We're long here at 14. So, yeah, the money cow man coming through once again there. Don't know about that music, but he's exploding money, and we'll take it. A big win here. Look what we have on board here, ladies and gentlemen. eBay right now making the moves back up. That's 53 cents. Yeah, floss it off, Larry, because if you're riding with me, you're riding high right now today. Starbucks at the day's high again off of this 86 break. That's 25 cents in the money. And work is 45. So let's review. 30, 50, 25, 50. So lots of winners. Now you can see all the positions at the bottom, and you can see the scoreboard. You can see what kind of damage we're doing. How's it going, Randy? I like the shirt. Nice little color there. Reminds me of baby something, but we'll talk about that after as we go. Shots fired right there, my friend. But here we go. Got to make this show interesting, as
Brendan,
you guys
news.
know.
There's something going on at AstraZeneca.
AMD, we're going to take a little bit out right now, guys. Go ahead, Neil.
Brendan, is there any news on AstraZeneca? Just saw a big spike to the upside on AstraZeneca on volume. What just happened, buddy?
I'll check, guys. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can get something on AstraZeneca. Just big pop to the upside. A quick little reversal here. I had to get out of my short right quick and just actually jumped into a bit of a long here. Just want to see what happens off that. But it looks like any update to that trial obviously was going to be important to us. It is starting to come back in, so I might have to take this one off. But it was on volume, that spike. Just saw it here, and I don't want to necessarily be chasing it blind. But it does feel like some strong news just happened on AstraZeneca. And of course, we knew that trial update could have been somewhat unrelated. Maybe it's along those lines, but until we know for sure, we'll get that along to you guys promptly.
Okay, here we go. CCL, we talked about taking that. I guess the VWAP is at 64 there. So we get in, and now we're going to watch this thing hopefully fly to the upside. We're long here at 62. It's at 65, 66, hopefully. Resistance a little bit there at 65, but there goes 66s as well. Watch out for this one. 70s, bang! Nice little trade here happening for us on CCL. We take that one to the moon here, hopefully. I gave you that one, and I told you that it was going to be a big stick. So here we go, 71, 72. 22s, nice little 10-cent, 15, 12. Let's keep going upside now on AMD and CCL. Bang, bang, bang. This is what we do today. Superman is back in the building.
Yeah, that news
with
is
this
in.
CCL.
Brendan,
Look
get
at
that news,
CCL.
guys.
Let's go. What's up, Bren?
AstraZeneca just saying, guys, trial may resume as quickly as next week. So they haven't put an exact date on it yet, but they're saying may resume as early as next week. That's from the Financial Times, guys.
And guys, big stick. We talked about CCL. Thank you for Brendan. Told you, Fugues. I own AstraZeneca shareholders there, so it's good that they're back. Was only one person. That was ridiculous that went down there. So there it is. Look at CCL, guys. 62, we go long. And we told you, I tell you when we're putting on big shares onto a position. Accountability, baby. There we go. 17.85, 25 cents. Let's go.
Just digesting, of course, things. Remember, AstraZeneca is still trading down on the day. 54.71 was the close price on yesterday's action. The trial is resuming next week. It should, in my mind, be trading up around that previous close. You go to the higher time frame. I reversed into a long, guys. Let's go over here into the daily chart, guys. There was some resistance at 55 even, so there is going to be some chop up there. I've reversed into a bit of a long, and I'll probably pick some up on a dip. It just feels to me that we should get back to towards that 71 price, but it's worth noting, when it broke 55, that was previous support, it could turn into resistance, guys. So I am looking for, right now long at 54, I'll probably add to it in the 30-35 range. Got to have a target between 54.70 and that 55 mark, but AstraZeneca looking like it's headed back northbound on volume.
Yeah, guys, look at this, man. Look at this CCL. We're going to post this on Twitter right now. Breaking through 1760, now upside. So big time trade there. And thank you again to our viewers there. Gave us this name, and I was like, CCL, I haven't looked at that in a while. This is one of my #1 stocks the last couple months for obvious reasons. Look at that breaks down here. We're going to do breakdown of trades. Wish it was mine today. It'll be Neil at 1 p.m. But 1762, look at this move, man. Break to the upside. And I once again, guys, we told you that we'd be using some serious shares, and we do. Now we're obviously at our highest spot of the day. AMD, 52 cents in the money. CCL, 30. eBay, 50. Starbucks, 50. Work, 50. Hello, we're back. Brendan, Valeria, whoever, take it. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a positive territory today, though Russia is down 0.19%. Warsaw is up 2.28%. Germany is up 2.01%. Britain is up 1.44%. And France is up 1.44%. French reinsurers score is up more than 11% as it confirmed a new strategic plan that's out with Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Bit of a northbound run starting happening. I talked about a dip buy on AstraZeneca there, thinking that I did take a breakout, slipped some out, but then the second I analyzed this one, I looked at it and said, why are we not going back towards that 54.70 price range? If we can hold this like 30 to 40 area, I think it looks good to get you to that 70 range. But I'm going to start taking some out on the way up towards it. I do have the long here at 54.50. I do want to get you guys back to Nicola, if only because it's important to note, 45 even, serious buying. There was buying at 45.40, 45 even. Another buyer stepped up while it was happening in AstraZeneca, by the way. 45 even. Nice little hold here for this level. I have a trail on this to make sure we lock in at 46. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we have that tightened up and look for 45 as a break on its own. So I wasn't going to take a short if we broke 45 on Nicola. I am now, also with a trail at 46. We got as deep as like $1.50 in the money. I did take $1 on this trade several times while holding the short from 48. Now we're thinking the bottom could be in, and it's not necessarily at that 42, 43. Always seemed like a bit of a pipe dream. 45 could be that bottom on Nicola.
Okay, AMD, I mean, we're just taking out more winners here. I got to take out some of these. Everything in the money, a hell of a lot. I see you there, Brittany, and here's Brittany Grant. What's up? We'll check that out. Apple, yeah, we will wait to see if that's going through. Now, Apple trying to make the moves to the upside, but look at AMD, now back at days high. Look at these buys down here. 81.40, buy. 81.15, buy. Now making moves to the upside. We'll slow down on the volume here. We don't need to blow everybody out, but just super excited because a lot of you should have hopefully had this with me. 1762. We did talk about that break, and look at some of these upside moves here. Just had no choice but to take the profits on this one all the way up. Most of it out around this 85 level. Don't really know why. Just started playing momentum here to the upside. So we take that out. Now it's coming back down, but we literally have that 10% on right now. So nothing to worry about there. AMD also taken out near day's high again, 81.54, 81.56. Futures trying to make a move back down here. We'll have to look at Tesla for another big move, but wow, what a day, guys, what a day.
Yeah, watch out for some of these downside moves, of course. We are talking about the tech space, as always. You mentioned AMD there. One stock that we didn't talk about, which had been retracing, now looks pretty strong, is going to be Rocket. Brendan came with this name. It's approaching a 24.20 top here. Very slowly, nice little dollar move off of the bottom. I'll get over to AstraZeneca, which is consolidating above that 54.50 where I have the long. But just watch out for that 24.20 break on Rocket. It does give you a bit of a scalp look for like 30, 40 cents. I don't necessarily love it for more than that just because of this area here. 24.50 to 24.75. Some chop when it got there yesterday in the fall. The day before that, that was the afternoon range. So do watch out. I'm starting to pair off some AstraZeneca every time it touches the 60s, looking to reload in the 30s and 40s. So I'm going to rinse and repeat that trade. But I got a 24.20 break here on Rocket. Seems like 420 is all over the place. It's been rebounding after a big flush at the close yesterday.
Oh man, we're getting to be into chill mode right now, guys. It's 11:10, and we've absolutely destroyed everything today. The only thing not destroyed, of course, is space, and yeah, that just continues to go down. We did take some early wins on space, so our net is not that bad on this stock. It's just we did have to drop it on that move down, 1770 on that move down. I said we weren't going to look at it until we got at least a VWAP. At that time, it was 18. So yeah, space not the trade that we thought it would be. Smash the like button, yeah, and smash my face. 81.14 right now. 50 cents in the money on this AMD, Brendo.
Just watching some of the airlines here, guys. Watch American. There's been a number of updates coming out of American Airlines. The last one just out, they said they might take more additional funding from the Treasury that Southwest declined to take. So some of that leftover Treasury money might end up going to AAL. They also said because of the news we talked about yesterday from Boeing on the 737 Dreamliner, they are going to defer the delivery of those planes as well. So that last little spike that we saw back through 13 to the upside was the actual funding news, guys.
Okay, I mean, it's an interesting volume spike, but it's still sort of hanging in the bottom end of the range here in American. I think, unless this thing gets above like 13.50 to 13.20 and sustain some volume, it's not going to be too interesting for me. Yeah, I am still watching. I see you, Yuri. I am still watching Peloton. It is look, it's past 11 o'clock here, so obviously AstraZeneca popped up, and we're going to be involved in that. But you got to slow down a little bit here, and Peloton was a name that is definitely in play for us. 87 is the level I'm watching. If we break down below it, it looks like the floodgates could open up. It did show you guys the higher time frame look, so you can see going into yesterday, breakdown in the afternoon at this price area. You have to give it, like I said, about 20, 30 cents through. That was also true earlier in the morning at 11 o'clock in yesterday's action. So as Peloton comes in, does really feel like a nice little trade on a breakdown of that 86.80 to 87 price. I think you take that into this 84.85 chop area, takes them out. Maybe giving a bit of a reversal as the market's on its tops. Peloton had a hard rejection 2 days in a row, 91.92. This will be a continuation of that through 87, but I'm just being patient with Peloton, guys.
It keeps on falling the market a little bit. So we'll take some AMD out here. Would love to get a reload back downside if we can. I got to cancel some of these stop orders because they just never hit. And that's the one thing that you got to not worry about when you're in the money on everything. So let's cancel some of those. Oh, let's go back to Kodak. That was another name that we wanted to look at early on. I know Neil had that short. What is it doing? Yeah, so good trade there off that huge spike up. No idea what that was about. We were looking for some news. Call buying, I think, was the answer. Yep. But then those calls got busted until the week, I guess.
Like we usually do.
$6 now to the downside. We'll look at Kodak, man. I mean, 589. I just want to check that out because I did have a stop order for that as well. And here comes AMD. Look at this monster tank downside there on AMD. So good out, man. We just got out at 43, and now we're light. We have nothing. So good little look here on AMD futures. tank city, though.
Oh, Nikola trails me out there. Look, I talked about this trail, and we'll take 50 cents worth of a win. I've been short since the 48 break. I did do some reloading in that 46.50 range. It just broke back above 46. Like I said, that 45 bottom could be in, guys. So we've taken profit. It's been a good trade all along. I'm not looking to go long. I'm just going to be off of the short unless it's a 45 breakdown. Hopefully in the afternoon. I don't necessarily love those at like 12 o'clock, but it's not going to get me away from taking that breakout or sort of breakdown trade at 45. There was some significant buying down there. I have been sort of rinsing and repeating in AstraZeneca. It keeps popping down towards like a 54.40. I'll pick some up every time it does, and then jump back into position and get some above 50 into 60s. I want to take you guys over to NIO. Nice little long trade off of 18 even first time through. Nice little long. We take a short to mix results. The second short, of course, doesn't work here. You can see I did reshort it at 18.18, then got out when it broke 18.30. Now we're breaking past those lows, so 18 even goes. I need to see it hold, maybe consolidate below before jumping into a short on NIO. Worth noting, it is one of the stronger names in the space. Nikola has been going downside, but NEO, at least until now, was holding up. But 18 was a key price. Next level down, 17.75. I think it's a scalp inside of that range. I think it's a bigger trade if it breaks 75 to the downside.
I know you guys probably saw Tesla making moves down right now. Yeah, our last time we're shorts. We basically got out at the top. I mean, we should have waited for that 358 break right there, but we didn't know that was going to happen. Now it bounced all the way back down here to a very, very low side of 42 and 30. Okay, so yeah, 243 or so was that bouncing spot there. Should have probably looked at a long down there off this kind of a tank. That's a big move down as we go. So you better watch out for that. I'm going to look at AstraZeneca as well. I did like that stock. Now it's moved. Now it's moving back to the upside. Watch out for a break of 60 on this name. I know Neil's in it. So break of 60, a good one here for AZN, guys.
Yeah, I'm still sort of hanging on to that one, but I do want to jump back over to Lululemon. You know, I've talked to sort of death about the mistake that I made. What's the entry point? I think more so than anything else. It was a good call, wanting the retracement short. It's trying to put a bottom in itself, and it just got rocket there on a 45.20 break, sorry, 24.20 break. So that one heading to the upside. We'll update here on Lululemon again, but 325. It looks like it's sort of a key pivot price. If it breaks above there, it might be a bit of a long. I had just mentioned Rocket Mortgage to you guys as a bit of a potential breakout scalp trade. It just took out that 24.20 high. But remember, I did mention some chop up around this 50 to 70 area. Definitely going to want to take some profit out in front of that range. So if I can get 25 to 40 cents for the bulk of this position, no worries with that. Again, this is one of the times of day where you want to temper your expectations. Have a target range. The long did can't come in here, but you're going to see me slip out of some shares once it enters this chop range. Sort of shy of it right now in Rocket, but I think we can, pony up, hang on to this one. Even consider dips back down into that 24 even price. So Rocket, a couple of pennies away from. There we go. We'll go with line it up and knock him down because I like to pretend that I'm a good bowler. I'm actually awful in real life. We'll take a quick 20-cent scalp off of Rocket. Look for 30 to 40. That was always going to be the entire target range on this breakout. So let's see if we can't get the second half. I will play a pullback if we get a bounce at 24 as well.
Tesla having a problem right here. 347, bouncing back and forth a couple times. Possibly, I was going to say watch out for it to go break long from here, but you do have to watch out as these futures right now off that 3,400 break. Breaks 3,400, comes right to the downside. So possibly a nice little move back to the upside. If we can get around 350, we'll try to hella short. Not hella short, but we will short Tesla. Give it to us, Brandon.
A little construction company. Back to small cap world, guys. FLR up 9% today. Just broke through 9 here on a huge volume spike. They updated their current quarter financials that were a little bit better than expected. So they were expecting to take a charge because of restructuring. Looks like that charge is going to be a little bit smaller than first estimated. So yeah, nice look here for FLR, guys.
Oh, man, we just tried to get some Tesla there. We don't. So we missed that Tesla. We're waiting for some 347s. That may come in 346, 70 or so coming in on Tesla, and then using 348 or 349 as our out. Just trying to see if we can't catch that back downside once again. That's Tesla. Just making sure I have the right orders set. Oh, yeah, that's that Kodak one. I got to cancel that. Okay, so if Tesla comes back up, we will get short about $1 from here into the teeth of this move, 347 and change. But we did miss it. We'd be $1 in the money. That's okay. We do miss that trade. Our CCL is flat. We did get out. What a big trade that was. I hope most of you had that with us as the futures are just figuring out what to do here.
Yeah, if Kodak, like I said, I looked at 585 as an area. I'm sort of waiting for it to break down below that price. I know it's forming up to maybe give a squeeze above VWAP again. I sort of feel like that's come and gone. I'll stay away from that play. I've done it before at this time of day. I just feel like it's already done one squeeze. I'm not anticipating a second one. It's going to have to be 585 or probably no trade for me in Kodak. Look what's happening to the volume, right? One of the things that gives you confidence with that retracement short is you get the spike up and look at the spike in volume. I'll try to make sure you can see it a little bit better by exaggerating the volume bars up here. You see the big spike in volume as it starts retracing. The second pop up, volume just starts dying off and dying off. That tells you the buying is gone, guys. And that's why we like that retracement play. Unless I see volume pick up, I'm looking for a 585 break, or it's going to be absolutely nothing on Kodak. Worth noting, sometimes we would pay for shares in Kodak, and it was always worth it. I know Sean and I would always do it, but today they're free, which is always a good price to have. I will take you guys back to that sideways action ITCI. Great trading today, of course, in the pre-market as well. But this is, again, volume dying down, sideways action. It is lunchtime. You don't want to get too wrapped up. Sean, that AstraZeneca approaching that 54.60. I still have some of this to the long side. Mixed result, got blown out of the short trade, reversed into a long here, now starting to work it out in front of 70. I'm going to hang on. Like I said, 54.70 was yesterday's close. I do expect that once it gets into here, between that and 55, a retest of the top seems reasonable. I would even expect maybe it just settles in and trades the 20-30 cent range near that top, as nothing has now changed, right? Like basically we're back to where we were yesterday, and it didn't move between 60s and 55 even all afternoon long. So I'll work out of this 47 long in that target range, call it 30 to 40 cents, as long as it wants to hold. I'm not anticipating a 55 break. I don't really see a catalyst to break it through 55 because it's just basically back to normal, guys.
Okay, 345. We are short again. Look at this. We talked about getting our teeth into some Tesla, and we do, and now it's a $2 winner. We just need to break through. There it goes. Ah, bang. Yeah, nice little win there. We talked about that. Breaking through 54, 55. Now downside, we're short at 347. Looking to break this bottom, man. 343. Pivot points around 340. Yesterday's close, if we can. Let's go to a 3-minute chart real quick now. It's just bouncing around. Maybe I should take some of this off. But we know what can happen to Tesla once it breaks. And here it comes right now to the downside. Beautiful short on, breaking lower right now. $4 or $5 into the money right now on Tesla. Tesla, this is a good one. Here we go. Going to test 340. Yeah, baby, we're $6 now in the money on this Tesla move. Let's just keep it going, Brendan. Give us some news, bud.
Yeah, a little bit weak there in a lot of those EV makers. Let's have a look at an old fan favorite. We've seen a few of them today. Cassava Sciences, SAVA up 8%. Huge monster volume just coming in. They just right now announced they just got a U.S. patent for one of their treatments that they've been working on. So Cassava Sciences just poking back up, guys.
Okie dokie.
I like Cassava. Fun name there. I had a target in Rocket. We're going to hit the target. We'll do the backflip. It might go further, but I sort of mentioned when I went to the higher time, just to show you guys, I targeted this price area. You look at 2480, 2450 to 2480. That was my out range. I get out in the front of it. I get out in the back of it. It was a structured style trade. So I understand, like sometimes you're going to take that breakout. You're going to hang on to it. Going into this break, this is what I was looking for. So I'm not going to be upset with the fact that it goes an extra 15 or 20 cents. It is what it is. It's a nice breakout. We gave it to you at 2420 on Rocket. It's about to break 25 even. I would expect some resistance here at 25.20. At that point, it'd be a $1 move. But also, you can see that level from last week.
Okay, here we go, guys. We're feeling pretty good right now and barbecuing up some Tesla right here. This is $5 in the money. We're waiting at 340, right around there. We did have some chop areas yesterday around 340, so if this thing can come down, this is now $5 in the money here on Tesla. Nice trade. Obviously, we'll see about taking it off. Maybe right now, if it breaks back above 43, we may take that out. But Tesla right now, $4 was just $5, but bouncing around off a little bit of a NASDAQ flush here. We're going to watch out. These are the ESs. If you put up here the NQs, you'll get something very similar. And obviously, Tesla going to watch that a little more because Tesla, You are not included in the S&P 500 as of yet. That'll probably be the next round. But right here comes the NASDAQ bouncing a little bit. It just does break above 343 there, guys. Let's wait to see what the downside brings for Tesla.
Yeah, and sort of talking about downside, one stock that we kind of got away from is ITCI breaks up, so I do get triggered in. It finally broke out of that range, but I want to get you guys to Codex, which has finally made a bottom, 16% to the downside. If you're looking for a weak name, this has basically been it. At least one of them so far this morning. I don't normally take long breaks, but I mean, Kodak here back to like 990 or 10 looks like a solid one. I've covered some more of AstraZeneca in front of the day's high. So it broke that 60. Day's high is 54.68. I did take some more out of that one, but I do want to get you guys back over to ITCI. I said we'd be patient with this. It either has to break the range to the upside or break it to the downside. I was bracketed in either way. It's an upside play here. I've been short all morning only, now going long in ITCI for the first time. I'm looking at this sort of like 33 area where there's some chop in the pre-market. That would be the first target here, long 31.59. Brendan, what do you got?
Yet another SPAC, guys, just popping up on a volume scanner here. You can see DPHC. Just going to check on this, but Diamond Peak Holdings, another one in the EV space. So huge volume coming in, just broke 20, immediately through to 2050, guys, on DPHC.
All right, DPHC. Oh, another
only
SPAC. Yeah, okay. DPHC. I don't know. I mean, I know that there's the Bill Ackman SPAC as well, and there's a lot of different ones here. DPHC, it's a 3-minute chart. So there must have been something on this the last couple days because, yeah, it doesn't look like a normal SPAC just showing up here. But 1940, I wonder if they finally got a suitor there for DPHC. So we'll see that one. Our Tesla, look, man, we did have that $5 in the money. Now it's breaking back to the upside on Tesla. So we got a little greedy. We were waiting for 340. Now we'll see if we can get 342, but we are going to get out. It might have just flushed downside. You can see the NASDAQ trying to take it back 11,350, and it is doing that right now, 358. So a watch out here for Tesla making moves back to the upside. Still $1 in the money, but we did give up 4 there, so yikes, should have took that one out, but whatever. We're here to learn, and we have learned now, so hopefully if it comes back into the 40s, we will take that up. But it looks like it's going to go upside, and we will be out of that one shortly, guys.
Yeah, AstraZeneca again tests up to that 54.70 mark. Just going to go ahead and get rid of that order. You can see me sort of aggressively getting out in front of it. We talked about the target range. I just don't see it getting past 55. So as much as I love it to get back into that yesterday price range, so 70 would have been the close. 55 is, of course, that high. It is sort of slowly trickling up, and I've been taking profit all the way through. I was going to sort of give it back to like 54.30. It doesn't seem like it wants to have any business trading in that range again. I'm going to look for a break-even stop now, closer to 54.40, so call it like 5 pennies. I'll give the rest of this down to about 30% of the position left. So if it breaks a couple of cents past break-even, I'll just get out of it. Otherwise, we're riding this one into that 70 to 90 range, and we'll start taking it out on the way up. AstraZeneca, of course, the news live on that volume spike, their trial resuming for their COVID-19 vaccine, resuming next week. So quick news, we talked about it. Keep your ear to the ground. We're lucky, look, all of you guys here and us are very lucky to have Brennan to get that real-time news here with our Reuters and sort of icon terminal. But you always want to make sure when there is news that is in play, you're not trading blindly. That's what we did here.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I thought it was a little bit of an easy one because it should have been down a bit more. But we did talk about that early on our watch list. So make sure you guys have that AstraZeneca.
Oh, sorry, is that just an update here? Brendan's saying it may resume.
That's not an update, guys.
That's the news.
Yeah, may. I misspoke.
Yep.
May resume. Just caution there.
Yeah, may resume next week. That was the story there. So AstraZeneca, look, I mean, they're in Oxford. They've got a big study going. So I love that stock. I'm personally long that name in my own account for a longer term. So I like it. We'll see what it wants to do now as it keeps going to the upside. Okay, here comes 348, 349. Tesla will get out soon on a 348 break. So that'll be what that is. And we will wind up losing on it. But we still do have some downside targets for Tesla if it ever does come back. You can see here the NASDAQ, though, makes that move back up. So Tesla easily following that back to upside there. But yeah, good news on that one. Nikola was a big trade alert through 48. Hope you guys had that. Trying to make the move back now, 47.30. 30 and change, 46.65, looking to break, maybe 46.50, Nikola, but nice bottoms at 45, down 7%, but up 35% yesterday. So.
Yeah, and I've been talking about volume a little bit here because, we all pretty much have at least one indicator on our charts. A lot of times they're pretty naked here, to be honest with you, nice and clean. And we all have volume down here. And I think one of the things you do as a day trader is look for volume. And one of the reasons why I'm starting to like this long in ITCI is I showed you guys in Kodak how the volume died down on that little breakup. And volume had died down on ITCI as well, but it's picking back up to the upside. So I did grab the long break at 31.50. It's continuing to hold volume on the way up. Our initial short was at 34 in front of this failed break at 35. I would definitely be taking profit in front of that, but it does feel like there's a bit of an uptrend forming. I might even buy some dips here in front of this 30.50 level, maybe even give it to like 30 even, just to see if this volume keeps in and can give us like a $2, $3 winner. It was that good to the downside this morning. If the volume holds, it could be that good to the upside, hopefully in the afternoon going into the end of the show here. But it is lunchtime, so I will keep a tight stop. If it drops below 30, you will not see me in this long anymore. But ITCI, back on the radar, this time buying it instead of short selling it all morning.
So the NASDAQ does come all the way back to the upside there. So we did have that Tesla drop, got greedy, didn't take it, and then took a $1 hit. So tried to get 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 on it and lost it for $1. So that's okay. Tesla now pretty much my worst stock of the day, but we've had some big winners on it. Hopefully you guys are able to have this as well. Everything today's been short for me on Tesla off of a big move down yesterday, only back that 5 and a bit today. So there it is, the blowout spot, 348 on Tesla. Now looks like it wants to come back to the downside there. So maybe there is some resistance up there at 350. Let's take another short on Tesla and give it to 350, guys.
Yeah, I'm sort of going back to Kodak every few seconds to make sure they're not doing any volume spikes. 585, my order is going to be locked and loaded and ready to go in that one. I do want to take us back to Lulu. I had said maybe trying to put in a bit of a bottom. Lulu just getting absolutely crushed. In the money over there in ITCI, almost $1. But like I said, I'm targeting like $2 to $3 on that one. Lululemon kind of putting in a bit of a floor here, and you just want to make sure we're continuous push to the upside. 3,400 on the ES. That's all system go. So if you're going to bottom pick on a name which is getting crushed, you want to see a firm bottom being made. Ideally, I would have some added significance on the daily chart at this level. It has bounced off of like this, 312, 313 area before. Didn't quite get there, so we are bouncing a little bit higher than that. Otherwise, it's just a strict bottom pick in Lululemon here if you're going to use like that 315 bottom. Or this lower end range here, this 317.50, which I much prefer, risk like a buck. It is an overall weak name. So if we get some more sideways action and a breakup of like 320, maybe we'll take that trade for a quick scalp into that 25. 25 still that pivot price. Brennan, what do you got?
Yeah, there is more coming out here, guys, on this AZN news. Now the UK government saying, their chief scientific advisor saying, they should expect pauses in other vaccine trials as well. So not necessarily referring to the AstraZeneca trial, but the UK government saying they should expect pauses in other trials possibly as well, guys.
Just throwing shades on the competitors there. Look, I mean, it's going to be the same sort of idea here. I'm just going to reiterate what we're doing in AstraZeneca. I still have those 44s, but the real story, of course, is this is what all afternoon long. This is the majority of the session yesterday. There was some action in the morning, and that's where the volatility comes in. But it really just settled into like 54.50 to like 54.90 on the upside. And I don't expect it to go much further than that. So I'm going to continue to aggressively take shares off on the way up, which you can see I've done in the reversal long. I was shorting this one because, ultimately to me, if there's any juice to the story, I'm going to take a shot. It was down 8% at one point. Those are different style trades. This long, I'm only expecting a 50, 60 cent range. So you can put on more shares, but your expectation is much smaller when it comes to the amount of pennies that you're going to make in this one. Sometimes you have to jump in terms of gears. If you're sitting at a poker table, it's going from slow playing to fast playing. If you're trading here, sometimes it's going from longer range type of hold all day long, hold for dollar winners, to quick scalping on larger shares. That's what happens to you sometimes. News came through in AstraZeneca, which we told you to wait for, and that's the gear that we switched into. But I'm not expecting anything past 54.90 to 55 in terms of a target. Brennan, what do you got?
Just saw this. Just watch BABA here, guys. Just saw this headline. Shanghai Stock Exchange going to review Ant Group's Star Market listing on September 18th. So just watch BABA on that, guys.
Yeah, and financial, a big wing that they're trying to spin off. So we will watch that news there. And yeah, AstraZeneca, good. Okay, what about Workhorse here? WKHS on the NASDAQ. I know there's a lot of traders looking at that name as looks like we're getting ready to break out again. We are right at that VWAP 2230. So you can definitely look at Workhorse up that 4+%. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. Yesterday we were at 1.6K, 1.6 I think, something like that. Valeria, where are we so far today with only about a half hour left? I know our subscribers are getting close to 80,000, so make sure you hit this like and the subscribe button. But Valeria, where are we? I saw you dance at 1,000. Where are we?
So Sean, we're at 1,100 of likes, and I don't know, guys, please write in the chat if the like button is broken, because guys, smash the like button. 2,000K likes is a goal for a day, so please support. Back to Sean.
Okay, yeah, back to me. Sure, the hearts are always there from Valeria. I keep seeing everybody pounding on Intel. Maybe it's not everybody, but it's definitely somebody there. We will see now Intel breaking 49. I like Intel through 50. I did talk about retracing some of the AMD money, repositioning it, I guess, into some Intel, as Intel looking like a good one, up 1.3% today. NASDAQ looking like it wants to break here through this level. 1372, 11,372, obviously not 13. My Tesla, though, we've averaged into, man, this is a 3-minute chart. Let's go back over to a 1-minute chart. We are averaged in here now to Tesla on this little break. We're waiting for 350 to break. We're coming back to the downside. Let's get some out at 346 if we can. Here it comes, screaming down now. We're short 348.60 right now on Tesla with them 346 bid, and then we'll hopefully get back down to the lows of the day, but we got to get through 346 first. And here it comes. Nice little win for us on Tesla. But we got to get out first. 346 and change, guys.
Yeah, just watching over in Workhorse, and we've talked a bit about we've talked a lot about the electric car space, the EV space today. But Workhorse for me has been sort of the silent trade. I haven't really found an execution. We talked about the 21 level, if it had ever gotten back down there, is a bit of a base. It kind of is trying to bounce slightly higher than that right now. And I'm not just seeing a heck of a lot of action. You've seen the volume die down. It looks like a potential breakthrough, this 2250, but I think that's more of a scalp into the previous high. You look at this. Hard reversal, doesn't get to 24, tries to get up there off the open today, fails well shy of that. So even if you look at a 2250 break, it's definitely a shorter term trade there. AstraZeneca, just worth noting, maybe rolling over shy of that 54.90, 82 it got to right now. So look, I might just get out of all of it. I'm going to trail this one. Maybe I'll get out if it retakes that previous sort of 54.68 to 70 level. Just get out of all of it. Still have that 44 long. Slack just got in front of that total 25 area. But Brennan, what do you have?
More SPAC action. I feel like I say that a lot. FEAC, this is Flying Eagle Acquisition Corporation. They're taking that, what's it called again? Mobile gaming firm Skills. Yeah, that was a Skills one. So Skills going public through a merger with Flying Eagle Acquisition. Huge volume spike just came in as it broke 13 there for FEAC. Guys.
City everywhere, I guess. And what we're doing right now, though, is we're raining down the money because there's another win for you. We did talk about this Tesla. Look at these positions right here, guys. Short again. We did get blown out of this one at that same level. So 347 basically, out 348. So we lost about $1.50 on that one. Then we short here, 348, short again, 349, and then out 346 and change. Still trying to give it back to 350. So if this breaks down, hallelujah, we're going to have a monster winner on Tesla. Still looking for a 342 break. But here we go. It is about that time, once again, to throw it back to Brendan for what is the guest of the day.
Hey guys, yeah, it is Wednesday already with the holiday on Monday. A quick week already. Guest Trader of the Day time brought to you by Lewis Daniels Watches. Everyone coming on right through until October getting a Lewis Daniels watch. So thank you so much to Lewis Daniels for sponsoring this segment. Sebastian Fu joining us for the first time as our Guest Trader of the Day for Wednesday. Hey Sebastian, good to see you. Welcome to the show. It's been quite the day. Lots of things going on. Lots of individual names to look at. What have you been trading?
Absolutely, Brendan. Thank you for having me on the show. It's a pleasure. I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. So going over a little bit about what I have been trading this morning was actually one of the ones that you guys were watching was ITCI. I think that that stock was a little bit volatile at the very beginning of the day, and then now volatility is starting to pick up again. So yeah, absolutely fantastic play if you're playing shorts or longs.
Yeah, volatile.
Another stock that I've been watching was Trill, the TRIL.
Yeah, Trillium. Yeah,
Sorry,
another
Brendan,
one.
you were saying?
Another small cap going crazy today. But yeah, that's the first one was just crazy thin, not a lot of volume, not a lot of liquidity, but massive ranges. I think Neil is back involved in that one. Let's go back over to him.
Yeah, good to see you, Sebastian. Welcome to the show. I mean, we didn't plan this, obviously. I didn't know what you were going to trade coming on here. Obviously, Trill and ITCI are on our watch list, so obviously we're going to be involved in them. I did trade ITCI, so I'm kind of curious. First things first. I mean, I saw a good opportunity in the pre-market, and I know we talk about this with our guests all the time. Pre-market trading can be tricky. Obviously, you're going to see volume is a lot lower, exemplified by the point here on my chart. At the open, you can see a real spike in that volume. But I loved this rollover right here when it retested 35. That was probably going to be my best trade of the day on it, obviously. Catching a 34 area short, riding into 32, getting back in on more of a scout play when it took 30, and then ultimately getting it all out when it bottomed at 29. Ends up going a little bit more here, and I re-entered a short here trade when it got sleepy sideways action. I feel like that was a bad idea for me, but volume picked up, and this is the only reason I'm long here on this break. You get some volume spike, it breaks the consolidation range. I'm now looking to see if it can retest that 34. So that's been my ITCI journey. It's my obviously going to likely end up my top. I shouldn't jinx it. Knock on some wood here. Might be my top stock of the day. We'll see position pending. But for you, did you touch it in the pre-market? If no, is that more of a hard rule? If yes, what was your approach?
Okay, thank you very much, Neil. I think that's a fantastic question. And to answer that simply, I would say that because I come from a more of a wealth management background, so I tend to hold stocks for a longer period of time. But now that I've been day trading since March or May, then absolutely. I mean, I was looking at it in the pre-market. However, unfortunately today I was a little bit busy. Life gets in the way, and I didn't have enough time to do my research. And that's why it's so important to do your research pre-market. At 7 a.m., it's 8 a.m., so that you know what you're gonna do. So that's why I wasn't able to catch it at the point that you were saying was about $34. So I caught it around $30. I shorted around $30, and I was trying to cover it around 29. However, it didn't get to my price, and actually, right now I was out of the money, so I had to cover it on a loss. So now I'm just waiting for ITCI to get back to the area around 34, 35, so that I can short it. I mean, that's my play today.
Yeah, what I love, it's sort of when you're a trader, when you see other traders sort of look at the same areas of significance, it kind of gives you a bit of a boost. You don't always want to trade someone, you don't trade other person's ideas, but we're all looking at the same charts here. I just happen to have a 3, and that 34, like I said, I reversed into a long position. It's in the money a buck. I'm not holding it past 34 because that was that sort of golden short area, and if it gets back there, I'm kind of thinking that I want to be putting that play on again. So holding along through there wouldn't make a heck of a lot of sense for me. It would probably have to break above 35, and then I would reconsider that sort of price action. Just a little question for you here. You said you come from a bit of a different background. I know we had spoken about before you came on. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that before we go any further.
Absolutely. So my background, originally I was, I did my studies in Canada, and I actually used to work very close to you guys on Bay Street. So my background is more on the wealth management side. So we used to manage money internationally from Mexico, Canada, and the Caribbean. So the approach was more diversification, look at earnings per share. So usually just fundamentals, right? But I find that now the more that I watch you guys, now the more that I learn, and I've been day trading since March because of the pandemic, I find that swing trading and value investing is absolutely a different beast compared to day trading. So I was fortunate enough to get my new platform. Now I'm trading with a new broker, which allows me to do very efficient, which allows me to make very efficient trades and also commission free. So that's why understanding day trading is a lot more about the technicals, it's a lot more about the psychology of the market, and it's a lot more about doing your job before the day trade. So I find that, you know, it's absolutely fascinating for me, and that's why I find that watching you guys and having the watch list and having all of the tools that all of the traders have, such as, you know, Benzinga, Market Chameleon, the NASDAQ pre-market, and all that stuff is absolutely necessary for you to do your research before your day starts.
Yeah, we love to see it, and this is one of the reasons we do this segment, of course, is to get perspectives from different traders. But you see the same things reiterated. You got to put in the prep work. You got to make sure you understand what's going on here. And like you said, I will double down here before I let Sean come in. Look, I'm not going to take a pre-market trade if I'm not here to see where the price action has been, digest the news. You know, you don't just sit down and jump into these things. And to see someone who comes from, you know, fundamental analysis level of experience, it is about adjusting. Like, you know, you can get caught up going between different time frames, whether it's investment account, short-term trading account, whatever it might be. But they're all different beasts, and they all require a level of work, commitment to each one of them, and sometimes even that separation. But you have to have the humility to know when you're jumping from one to the other. Not everything will apply through. Just to get an update here, ITCI is breaking up towards that $2 winner. So if it trails any further, I'm not going to move my trail up to $1 to lock in that profit, but it's getting close to that 34 where I'll be executing my trade. Don't even have to worry about it. We'll go Superman action. So $2 winner to the long side. It will be my top stock of the day, it looks like. ITCI for the win, guys.
Okay, Tesla right here, 353. We just took that short there. We're going to wait to see if it takes out some 354 action to the top side. Not going to hold this too long, but in twice. 1, 2, trying to get some out. Maybe, where's my bid? 348 and change. So in this area, if we can dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, Brendan, maybe we can finally catch this thing. Go Tesla. What's up, Beep?
Yeah, still 6% for Tesla there. Wow. Just watching STM, guys, huge volume spike came in, and I mentioned this only because it was very interesting on the time. STM semiconductor obviously listed all over the place over in Europe. So this volume spike you can see right here just came in as some of the closing prints happened over in Europe. So a nice day anyways for STM, up about 9.5%, guys.
SDM. You know what I did want to check out was Smile Direct Club here. $11. I was able to pick some up at 3 back in the pandemic area. Let's check out a daily chart on this one. Here we go. SDC. This is what we're talking about. 3,350. That was one that we broke above here. 445 back in March. And Sebastian, what's going on, my friend? You used to work on Bay Street. That is fantastic. And now, where are you located? I missed that at the beginning.
It's a little bit complicated because it's a kind of like a long story. But long story short,
are you still Canadian? How about that?
We moved. See, I did my education in Canada, but
okay.
I'm not necessarily Canadian. I was born in China, in Beijing. So now, me and my wife, we moved to China to open our business about 3-4 years ago. And then while we were in vacation in Vietnam, the pandemic hit. So that's why now we couldn't go back to China. So now we're temporarily stationed in South America, Bolivia, which is the place that I grew up.
Ooh,
so
I like
now
it.
I am speaking to you literally in Bolivia.
I like it, but I'm not gonna punch you out, but Tesla just breaks 350 right there. Bolivia, very beautiful country there. Looks like you've been around the world a lot. Where's your favorite place?
You know, Sean, it's a very hard question for me to answer that. But,
oh God.
I think that, you know, the warmer the better. That's my approach.
So not Toronto, Ontario, Canada. But okay, there it is. A nice little win right there on, okay, let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but we are out of that nice little $3, $4 winner there on Tesla coming down. Look what we're doing on this one, guys. Average, 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 average. There we go. We take some 51s, we take some 52s, and then we're getting out there. Look, I know on the chat, there's a lot of love for Tesla. I understand that. I'm very long Tesla myself, was able to get out in my own account as well. But Sebastian, we talk about it all the time. You don't want to trade your own account against what you're doing here on day trading. And that's maybe a little different from your past, where you do some more research, you hold things for a longer term, maybe in the investment banking, like you're messaging us or like you're mentioned to us. But there it is. We don't hold for very long and we take out some Tesla. I guess that's one of the big differences probably that you're experiencing, like you mentioned, just the volatility of position movements and how your P&L fluctuates here when you're day trading.
Absolutely, Sean. I think that I believe that transitioning from a wealth management perspective, especially value investing, and coming into day trading, I personally have been humbled many times. I mean, luckily I didn't blow up any of my accounts, but I do believe that you need to have some degree of humility in order to approach to day trading. Because at the end of the day, I think day trading is a lot more psychological, a lot more technical than value investing. Because when you're value investing, you're holding things for a longer period of time because you believe in the company.
Yeah.
But for example, in a day trading setting, for example, many of the companies that are popping 70%, 80%, or over 100%. Do you believe that because that company has popped over 100%, they are actually making over 100% of profits? Maybe that's not true. So using that psychology and having and understanding that, you can position yourself for better trades.
Well said, well put. Thank you so much for that. And we'll give you a shot after we come back, because I want you to give some shout outs to anybody that may be watching the show. But Tesla right now, another $3 winner. We're waiting for it to break. Guys, if you're watching it with me, I'm going to give it back up here, $3.53. So once again, we're $4 in the money on this name, and we'll just see how far it wants to go down. I'm still thinking that it gives up the ghost again, down 21% yesterday. Only up 5 today. Should I take this? Let me know in the chat what you guys want me to do, but I still think that we can break at least 346. The next downside, let's ping some 342s for those of you that are hating on Tesla. Let's see how low it wants to go. I personally love it. Battery day, September 22nd. Let's go.
Yeah, battery day. I mean, they have lots of catalysts. I mean, of course, deliveries and then earnings. So 3 of them coming up in the next couple of months here for Tesla. Rocket Mortgage, we did talk about this name. There was a breakout trade through 2420, and you mentioned, Sebastian, about the day trading aspect of things and sort of switching things up. You know, that's the kind of thing where you get a bit of a multi-day bottom here, 2250. It tries to break up. Maybe you're thinking of hanging on to it, but immediately, one of the things you got to do when you do a breakout trade is have a target range, and you go to that higher time frame. And I said this. Watch out if you take a 2420 break. Don't think it's going to go too far. Look at the chop between that 50 and 2550 area. That's my target out. Turns on a dime at 25. That's the idea there. So you get your risk reward, have your trades up, have your plan, and even if it then rockets up, and that, look, rocket, horrible pun there, rockets up to 26, I'm not going to be mad at myself. I looked at it, I saw the trade that I liked, the risk reward worked out for me, and then I'm going to put it on. If it works out that it could have made twice as much, fair enough. You move on. You don't get that FOMO. You don't get mad at yourself. Don't get mad at the market. The market doesn't care about your plan. It's going to go where it's going to go. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Yeah, it's interesting. First time it was downgraded today, still up 8%. Crazy strong, that stock. How about another SPAC? It's SPAC day officially. LCA, another SPAC here, 6.6%. This is the one, guys, we talked about it way back when. They're taking that Golden Nugget online gaming company public. Also just popping up here on a huge volume spike for LCA, guys.
All right, and I do have that SPAQ. Ed, is that salmon again? Yes, sir, it is salmon once again.
Like
so
it's down on Friday.
Timber for anybody liking salmon. I love salmon, don't get me wrong. Sebastian, you a fan of the salmon at all?
Absolutely.
Okay, well,
here in Bolivia, we have the highest lake of the world, Titicaca. We have pretty interesting fishes here.
All right, I had a hard time hearing you on that one, but salmon seems to be a very, very popular dish from our caterer. We like it, but when you have it 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes it's not great, but shout out to our caterer doing a fantastic job there. Yeah, Tesla, I see some love on the chat for the position. It just went in the money $5 and we didn't take it. So let's wait to see now what this wants to do. Still giving it some upside love. Look at the NASDAQ though, it's taking off. So we will get out of this one. I think it's well worth the risk holding on to some Tesla right now as our net is at the highest point of the day. So good trading so far as we're going to end the show. Looks like position pending on Tesla, our highest point of the day. CCL, a big banger for me today as well.
Yeah, just watch out, guys. AstraZeneca right back into that 54.40 range. I did mention to you guys when it got to that 90, I didn't anticipate AstraZeneca was going to hold. I should go to a better time frame for you guys to see this. I didn't anticipate that it was going to hold much higher or break higher than that 55 from yesterday. Took it out aggressively on the breakout trade. So we talk about switching gears, go from a structure short, expecting it to fall like $1, $1.50, $2 type of wins, to a breakout when the news was dropped, anticipating a turnaround in front of 55. So you really got to switch gears and move like that. Once I realized that 80 was as high as it was going to go, the target was at 90 anyways. You just slap out of that trade, and this is why. It comes all the way back in. I will look to see if some of this it's a little choppy on this, so it's a little bit unclean is the word I'm going to use, around 54, but if it can catch a bounce down there, I might consider AstraZeneca again to the long side. Don't want to force anything. It's a lunchtime trade for us here. So I have to ask you, Sebastian, you've talked a little about your strategy for trading. If you're trading ITCI and Trill, which are two of the biggest movers on the day volatility-wise, I'm going to assume you're not very active during lunchtime. Is that going to be true?
Yes, absolutely. Usually what I see is that the volume dies around lunchtime. So, I mean, I know that everybody else is probably having lunch, and in other time zones, it's possible that other people are trading. So, but I have seen a phenomenon that I think is very interesting for perhaps some traders, especially on the Chinese names. So small cap Chinese names such as FFHL, AIHS, and WIMI as well, WIMI. So these stocks, very interesting. They've been moving. So they pop over 50%, 70%, and then they come down below VWAP before lunchtime. And around 12:30, for some reason, all of these Chinese names are popping up again around over 100% around that time, around that 12:30. I don't know what is going on. Maybe people are trading on the other side of the world. I don't know what's going on, but that is a phenomenon that I have been watching. So yeah, back to you, Neil.
I've seen something similar. I can't say that it's been necessarily on specifically Chinese names, but on stocks that have been in play, let's say, and then doing, when Sorrento was doing like a couple of 100 million shares a day, you would get sometimes those sell-offs on the way in. I'm using ITCI as an example here simply because that's what the chart happens to look like, so it's a bit of a cheat for me. Like you had that sell-off, it's a gap up, it sells off, makes a bit of a bottom, then throughout lunchtime it slows down. Now, I had observed this sometimes in like Sorrento and a few other names at like 1:30, there would be a pop and a breakout. This happened to be a little bit earlier in ITCI, and I'm just going to reiterate here, have a trading plan. I talked about the breakout here at 31.50. When it got out of the range, we'd go long. I'm not making up this level at 33.50. If you guys tuned in pre-market, it was on our watch list. We talked about our shorting plan. I like the short in front of that 34. When it comes back up to that level, that's going to be my target. That's why I get out on the way up. I don't even wait for it to retrace. I was already getting out for a $2 winner no matter what happened, was not holding it through 34. So have a bit of a structure for some of these plays. The only mistake that I made, I'm going to say it over and over again, I should not have tried to dig back into a short during lunchtime when the volume wasn't there. You give some back needlessly. If I showed complete patience, I might have even considered this move a little bit earlier and pulled an extra $1 out of it. It is what it is, but you can look back at it now and see how you can improve on even your best stock of the day. Brendan, what do you got?
More on the AstraZeneca story, guys. Looks like it was a serious neurological symptom that was developed by that, again, individual patient that was participating in that trial. But the CEO of the company saying that that patient could be discharged from hospital today, which is obviously good news, guys.
That is fantastico news. Lewis Daniels is great. sponsor, our only sponsor, and you'll be getting one of those, Sebastian. So we'll look that up for you. 350, Tesla goes right back to 350. We are still in this short, 353, 352.30, 33 to be exact. So we're still waiting for this to come down here to 347, and then hopefully that cracks. And I'll probably look to get out here. If I could take $10 on it, giddy up. I think I will. We are a third of the way there. Another stock that I've been loading up on in my own account. You guys know about this one. It's Mr. Donkey Kong. And today, yes, sir, back upside, made a nice little bet yesterday, took the Miami Heat -5, was really close. I think they won by 8 or 9 there at the end, but Miami Heat cashing in. So not only do we make some money in the markets, but gambling's been pretty good lately. And then coming up tomorrow, today's Wednesday, yes, the NFL is back. So we'll watch the NFL tomorrow. Deshaun Watson facing Patrick Mahomes. DraftKings will start taking off. I don't know if there's news, Brendo, on this one, but DraftKings, maybe it is a little bit of an NFL bump there. DraftKings up that 7% so far. We'll go here on a little bit of a larger time frame. 40, 41, you see a nice little move here. This is why I keep going long around this level, 34, 35. It is the 50-period moving average. Those of you that watch the show and follow what I do, you will know that that is a key spot for me. So we're hella long DraftKings and Nikola in some long-term accounts. So today is not a great day for Nikola, but yesterday was great. Okay, 342, here goes Tesla. Finally, let's just see if we break through 346, guys.
Yeah, watch out for 45 coming into play here on Nikola. Not the ideal time for a breakdown trade, but that is a significant bottom. We talked about how not much until you get down to 42, 42.5 or so on Nikola. So big level on on Nikola, 45 approaching rapidly here at lunchtime. Look, we only have a few minutes left to go. It's been fun having you on, Sebastian. I got to get to Brendan. A couple more things to cover here.
Yeah, on DraftKings, first of all, XL Entertainment's a company called XL Entertainment signing a deal. This was out in the pre-market, just FYI, everyone. XL Entertainment, an exclusive distributor of gaming and looks like online content as well. Doing a deal with DraftKings in the state of Illinois. So this is specifically for the state of Illinois. So that was really the only news story today on DraftKings. There was an upgrade as well. Let's have a look at, an absolutely great educational video on trading psychology. Valeria has the link for you in the chat right now. Go check it out. Lots of good stuff on there on how to deal with stressful situations when it comes to short-term trading. So Valeria has the link for you. Let's have a look, guys, at what's coming up after market and before the open tomorrow. As far as earnings are concerned, some big names on this board once again today.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Chewy's going to be a big one, obviously Peloton. I love me some Oracle news about TikTok maybe coming through as well. But check out Tesla now, guys. $6 now in the money. So we go ding. Sometimes our ideas work out pretty good. And we will see as it's coming right back to the downside now. $5 now in the money. We did touch 6. Breaking through 346 would be hella sweet. Sebastian, give a shout out before we forget. Anybody you want to shout out?
Thank you very much, Sean. I would like to give a shout out to the family and the friends that have been supporting me on this. And I do have actually a WhatsApp group of friends and family that trade with us, that trades with me. So a shout out to you guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy the show. And the goal is always to trade better, not necessarily to make more money, because money will come along, right? As long as you're trading better, money will just fall.
Yeah, make good decisions and the money comes out. I literally, my mentor in trading said something along the same lines, and I love that quote. One last thing on earnings there. Watch out, Peloton is approaching this 87 area, so if they sell into earnings, just remember where the stock has come from, guys. It's either blowout or get punked, and Peloton has gotten very, very whipsaw above this 75. So expect some volatility below 87. That could be an interesting resistance point. One thing we've got to get to before we get out of here, Sebastian, you guys all know what it is. Let's go to Valeria for the National Day. Looks like a fun one.
Thank you, Neil. And hey, Sebastian, thank you very much for joining us today. I wish you all the luck with your trades, and hopefully you will come back to the show soon. And by the way, you were mentioning how it's psychology is important when you're trading. So we just launched next educational video about how to set up yourself psychologically to improve your trade. So guys, hit the link, watch the video, and thumbs up. And by the way, before you leave, please subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up. Let's get at least 1.5k likes. And of course, join us today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for next educational live session. And guys, happy Teddy Bear Day!
Love me some teddy bears. Teddy bears, good one. I don't know if anybody sleeps with a stuffy or not, but my kids definitely like their teddy bears. But right now, guys,
I gotta put the hand up. I mean, I do, but the only reason is because my daughter still forces me to. When I put her down, I fall asleep trying to get her down every time I do, because that's just how it is. She's a 3-year-old, but she's about the bunnies. All 7 of her stuffy bunnies have to be located and in the correct position before the lights can go out. So that's always a little bit of, I'll call it fun, every single night. But Sebastian, thoughts on Teddy Bear Day?
No, Neil. None there.
I know, I didn't think so. Look, it's obviously been a fun one, guys. You saw the big earnings board. Chewy, Peloton will be watching as well. Of course, the entire EV space. And oddly enough, a bunch of SPACs are moving around it too. So watch out for all of those. Have a trading plan. That's one thing I think you reiterated a lot of times here, Sebastian, which I absolutely love, guys. But do remember, you can tune in to our Market Wisdom page. This is a video, Valeria, talking about trading psychology. There is no way around it. You will have wins, you will have losses. All of this is reality. We're human beings, not machines. This is why we're doing this video, how to cope with strategy-wise, some of the quirks and issues you might have when it comes to trading psychology on our Market Wisdom page. Valeria has dropped the link, and we got to get out of here. Thank you very much, Sebastian, for coming through. Wish you all the best of luck with your trades. Down the line, for Valeria, for Sean Katina, for Brennan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow, guys. Thanks, Sebastian.
Thank you, guys.